North American stock futures pointing to a slightly lower open coming up this morning following the impressive bounce back and rally we saw in Friday's session. All three U.S. indexes back in positive territory after it didn't look terribly strong, if you remember, pre-market and heading into the open on Friday. Tech shares bouncing back a little bit this morning. We did have the 10-year, U.S. 10-year back in positive territory, moving higher back to 1.49. Last week we got all the way up to 1.56, remember, as yields start to creep higher. So we're going to keep an eye on some of the tech stocks this morning and also growth and see where this U.S. 10-year will go. If you remember, Friday's rally came on the back of positive news from Merck & Co., who released data on a therapeutic, COVID-19 therapeutic, an oral one at that. That was much better than expected. Right across the board. So all of the vaccine names then got sold off pretty hard. So we're going to have a look at those. Coming up for the month, September, S&P 500 down 4.8%. We had the Dow and NASDAQ 4.3 and 5.3% as a whole. Again, going back to the month of September, we are officially in Q4. Historically, it has been a positive one for equities. So we'll look to hold on to some of the gains we saw on Friday. Tesla shares moving in the pre-market. Delivery numbers for September better than expected. Record numbers at that. And like I said, Merck back in action as well, moving higher this morning. It's Monday, October 4th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. Yeah, slightly negative here right across the board to kick things off. You can see about 0.3 for all three U.S. indexes. Same story here in Toronto, the TSX 0.32 to the downside. Brazil open already 0.8 in negative territory. You can see Ethereum at the bottom there, 1.5% in the green, while Bitcoin kind of chopping around, really not doing a heck of a lot overall. To start off the new week, good morning, guys. It is Monday. That being said, when it comes to Bitcoin, we did have a decent move overnight. So, and I mean, over the weekend, it was pretty positive. So not bad at all. Wow, this Jasper Therapeutics just popping up here on, looks like 8:30, some prints coming through. Decent start to the week. Could be a lot worse. Obviously, we saw a big bounce back in the markets on Friday, getting back into positive territory, as we said. We'll look to see if the same thing can happen this morning.
It's weird. I was actually just looking at Jasper on my daily chart a couple of seconds ago before you mentioned that. But yeah, it's the market's going to start off red. I'm very, very proud of my Blue Jays and how they did over the weekend, but they needed help, and they didn't get that help, and that's what happens when you leave it up to other people. Like, they absolutely blew it away. Hopefully next year, we're going to have some of the same themes from last week, because you saw Moderna under pressure, Merck ridiculously strong, Merck breaking through the Friday high this morning. So into the long trade on that one. That one's starting to go. And then there's, of course, Tesla delivery number is going to be an unbelievable trade there. And we're going to be watching this AMPY. I'm already short this thing, but it's actually getting a bit of a recovery. Of course, it's a horrible disaster, the spill that occurred. No, but that stock is going to be under pressure today. It's a start to a week. We don't have much in the way of earnings, but there's some events to talk about. There's going to be employment numbers, and people are going to be mentioning that word inflation as the market, once again, under a little bit of pressure. Just can't seem to have a couple of nice days, can we?
No, they cannot, but here goes Merck right now. Yeah, and a no-brainer trade of the day here. I mean, just go long on Merck. I mean, that drug is, that oral is supposed to be amazing. Like 50%, you get the virus, you take it, and then 50% apparently not even, symptoms or hospitalized or anything. So I think it's amazing, and I think it's just so bad for Moderna. So we're going to go long right now on Merck, and Moderna's just... I mean, it's going to break this 320. This is horrible news for them, because a lot of their, here's why. A lot of, Moderna's future revenues were going to be booster shot related. And obviously, if this thing is here, this Merck is going to maybe solve some of those worries. So, I mean, I'm very, very nervous for what's going to happen here to Moderna. I think you could still see maybe even a 250 print. But more importantly, did I see Brendan starting to grow a goatee there? I didn't get a close enough look at him today.
No.
Is that what that? No, is that what that is, Brendan?
The shaving toolkit got lost in the move. So yeah, things are a little bit different on a Monday, but We relocated over the weekend for a renovation, guys. So
Saving
bear
fruit.
with us for a day or two.
I
Headline
like
on
it. I like it.
I just thought it was a new
I
look.
was gonna say
it's a little more gray than it used to
Join
be.
the
I was
club,
noticing.
bro. Join
It's
the
been a
club.
while since I've even seen it. So yeah.
Okay,
We'll take
fair
it.
enough.
Headline on AMC here, guys. AMC and Odeon Cinemas Group International posting the highest single-day revenue levels since February of 2020. So I guess a lot of people were going to the movies over the weekend. So AMC just popping up there on a little volume spike back to, I mean, it didn't really do much on Friday, if you remember, but back to those 39.50 levels, I think it was, for resistance on Friday. But we'll keep an eye on AMC. Sean.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, actually, I actually believe that it did do something
Yeah.
on Friday. It didn't do something as far as a huge move. I mean, we had a huge move back here, but look at this. This is a 20-minute chart. I just want to show everybody because I tweeted it out on the sticky note here, and just to give some people a little bit of, I don't know, some levels here. And I just think 38 held so well there on Friday. So, I mean, you had this big move up. Obviously, we saw that with the pill coming through. We just talked about it with Merck there. That's going to be great for any of these reopened stocks. So you did have a big boost up there. But, I mean, look at this 38. This is just a 20-minute, so I'm not going to do any more than this. I'm just going to show you that we held out 38, 37.50. So this is on my radar today to go mucho long. But I just got to find a spot. I'm hoping it can dip down a little bit early, and then we can get a spot. If not, I mean, this 40 looks not bad here. But I just want to give people, because there could be a lot of traders sitting on some shares, AMC, it held this 38 great on Friday. So, I mean, I said I wouldn't look at the charts, but I can't not do that. And then, the 50-period moving average is 39.50. So, we're approaching that. It looks like AMC might have weathered the storm a little bit on that crazy dip. So, congratulations to anybody that bought it into here and really believed in it. So, I say shout out to Ape Nation, buying it, holding it through the teeth right here of 30, and you did a good job, and you got 35, 36, basically, depending where you bought it, up to 39 today. So yeah, AMC actually doing pretty good things on Friday, I thought.
Am I wrong, guys, to think that this was the bond weekend, or is that still to come?
It did
November.
international release.
I think it was in China?
International
Okay.
release for Bond did well, but it was Venom that was the big story.
Right.
Venom did apparently, obviously record number, relatively since the pandemic, but every big release that comes out should be the best one since the start of the pandemic if it's really a true blockbuster, but still positive news. I can't wait to see that movie.
That's the first Venom was really good. I actually like that movie. November 6th, I see, for Bond here in North America. Before we go too much further, let's get over and say good morning to Miss V.
Good morning, team. Happy Monday to you all. I wish you a wonderful, profitable day. Please enjoy the show and don't forget to smash the like button. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Let's indeed get us started, guys. We had NIO, thinking about Tesla here. NIO delivery numbers back at the end of last week, if you remember, came out a little bit better than expected. Not huge, but Tesla, the big story today, record delivery numbers right across the board. When I read 2 or 3 analysts kind of warning to the fact that these numbers might come out, in fact, to the downside. So Tesla with the beat here. I just saw JP Morgan increasing their price target. The first one back above 200 that I've seen from JPM.
Well, I mean, Elon did take a dig at the other car. It wasn't specifically at any of the automakers, although it was probably directly directed to the GMs, Fords, and of the world, when he was saying that they didn't have too many troubles with the chip shortage, and that is going to be true, right? So, Tesla at this particular point, I mean, a lot of this recovery is the fact that they're not seeming to have any troubles when it comes to the shortage, and everyone else across the board is in the space, and that relative strength is there. We're getting the break that we looked for. I have some concerns that you retest this 800 level, which again is a fantastic trend that it's been putting in, and with the market looking relatively weak, yeah, maybe it ends up being a bit of a sell the news thing. So we tested and broke that 800 and then came right back down in the pre-market. So if we can't take it at 930, you might see a bit of a pullback, but it's still, every single dip has been certainly viable, with fresh highs being made, at least recent highs in Tesla through the midst of this. And I think the ongoing theme is going to be, their relative strength when it comes to the chip shortage, which I think it was the CEO of Marvell was not quite as optimistic as I guess AMD had come out last week, saying that it would be 2022. CEO of Marvel's like this could push into 2023. So you're getting some worries within other aspects of the chip makers, sort of saying this could draw a little bit further. So this would be another strong, I guess, I suppose it would be a strong tailwind here for Tesla. And GM's got an event this week. We'll see how that one goes. But Tesla seems to be pulling away a little bit, and mostly because of the chips.
Yeah, Tesla just continues to be a beast, man. We called this thing at 600 up to 800. And it's going to take out this high anyways. So, just get ready to hit a 900 level probably in the next couple weeks. So that's where it's going. Just treat it like I said. If you're not in Tesla, you could buy fractional shares, right? Just buy whatever. Like treat it like an $80 stock. Buy 10 shares, whatever, and then just fractionalize it if you can. But all the way to the upside. 10 shares would be just buy one if you're going to make it as $80. But yeah, I think we're going to see 900 soon. Tesla just, look at this. It just continues to make moves to the upside. There's not I can't even think of a stronger tech stock that's like a pure kind of a tech play. Now, I know Tesla obviously is in the EV space. We just talked about it. But, look how strong this is right off the 50-period moving average. Every dip just gets bought up. So, I don't see any reason here why we just don't keep on rocking and rolling to the upside here on Tesla. And, yeah, good deliveries, of course. This is what the thing is, man. I started doing this a long time ago. The wife spends money at Target, I buy Target shares. The wife spends money at Starbucks, I buy Ann Valeria, I buy Starbucks shares. Wife tells me 15 years ago that Lululemon pants are the best thing in the world. I buy Lululemon. You look down and then you're long $20. The thing's at 400, right? So this is just one of those things where the same thing was true of Teslas. My kids were like, hey, Dad, when are you buying a Tesla? And I'm like, son, I can't afford a Tesla. And this was a hell of a long time ago. So that's why we're in Tesla at a crazy price. You could still buy it now. They're still rocking and rolling, and that's the whole point. So I think you got to watch out for Tesla right now. $800 going to take it out, and then we'll see 900, and then we'll see 1,000, and then it will split again. So congratulations to everybody. That's a bull on Tesla.
Speaking of chip makers, guys, there's we were just mentioning about the automakers as well. This Wolf, remember Cree, C-R-E-E? Cree is now Wolfspeed, so they've officially changed their name as of today, and they have inked a deal with GM to supply semiconductors to GM. So no more CREE. CREE is now Wolf in New York. You can see there's nothing to see here because today is the first day, guys, for Wolf.
Yeah, we'll have a bit of a look at them. Just noting here, just to go back over to Merck, because we got to. Sometimes you come in on a Monday and there's a little bit more active trade than you would anticipate. But Merck just touched $85. Now, if you remember back into Friday, maybe you do, maybe you don't. We're talking about an 85 level as having a little bit of significance. There was a little bit of a peak there if you go back into January, and so it gets into that price. I'm going to take some shares out in front of it. I want to be buying a dip, maybe at that 84 level or just a little bit higher off that 84.40 break. We'll have a quick look-see here if it does start to come back in too heavily. I am looking to go both directions in the vaccine space. I should say that I'm looking for a short in Moderna while also going long in Merck. So I always want to have a stop if that's going to be the case because I do think they will move inverse. But I wouldn't be against. I'm not trying to hedge, go long both these names. I think there's going to be a short in Moderna as well as this possible Merck long. But had to take some out in front of that 85 level. That was something we're targeting in last week's action as well.
I've just been reading the chat and I have no idea what we're talking about.
Cool. How's everyone on the chat today? I hope well.
Talking about they're talking about CEI right now. We can have a look at CEI quickly. 317 today. This is a name that's been doing hundreds of millions of shares every single day, and then we kind of just chilled out here at the bottom around that $3 mark. And I'm always looking at this level right here, 330, 340. We talked about that even on Friday. We were able to get something early on it, I believe. Yeah, see, here we go. So these are the shorts that we had there on Friday on this bump up to those exact levels. So I was actually trying to look at the same thing. Let me just test it with 100 shares here. Okay, good. So we do have shortable shares. That was 300 shares. So we'll see right here if it comes out. But I still like this 340 level on CEI. It looks like it's trying to get strong though. Watch out. We based out there. We had some trades here long early on the morning. The bottom was 285 there. So Friday was a very interesting day for CEI where we dipped down into this level and then ripped up. So, you can watch out for this 295, that very bottom of 285. That looks like a pretty sweet wick down there as well. So I'm going to try, I'm trying to get long here, $3 on CEI, and then I'm also debating this short. But however, because it's a Monday and these stocks like to run, I'm actually looking for a long here on CEI. I'm actually not going to short it through here. It's not on our watch list today or anything, so it's just one of those names. But I like a break here, actually, of 340 on CEI. So looks like it's trying to get stronger. We'll try to bid, well, we will bid near 3 and then take out this 340 here on CEI. So that's something that I'm going to look at here as we're getting ready to go. I have a few other stocks. Obviously, our watch list is quite busy. We'll hear from Arun on the futures as well, hopefully soon. But it looks like we're doing a nice little battle back in the NASDAQ, looking to take out pre-market highs right now. So a good move here for the NASDAQ, and we'll see if we can't keep on going higher. But CEI has my attention right now, just kind of bouncing around 320.
All right, Apple, guys, want to mention Apple here quickly. As we said, if the market's going to get a bounce back, it'll be tech that needs to lead here. We're keeping an eye on the U.S. 10-year as well, still hovering around the 149 area. Apple trying to get back to the upside here, only 0.4. When I came in, it was better part of 1%. To the downside, JP Morgan out with this note this morning saying, iPhone 13 demand better than expectations so far. When was that? 2 weeks ago they came out with the 13. So JP Morgan likes the fact that there's a lot of pre-orders for this thing so far. So Apple trying to get back to, not quite there, positive territory, but almost.
So, I mean, it's interesting because Apple, it's got a range that was broken on Friday that I kind of feel, and sometimes when you get these wipeout bottoms, a lot of times what ends up happening is it's not like you throw that level away or throw those prices out like below that 140, but you might actually end up just putting a range bound in between it. And I think, ultimately the story for the next 3 to 6 months, at least for definitely Apple and some of the other bigger tech names, is going to be, and people are going to talk about it, inflation and where it's going to go and tapering, and do they have to do it faster? Well, that's not going to be necessarily a good thing for Apple if they have to taper faster. That means rates are going up a little bit sooner. Long term, obviously, I don't think there's anything to be concerned with, but in the short term, you're just sort of running out of catalysts, I think, that can move the needle here, right? Because at this particular point, everyone seems to be focused on one thing when it comes to big tech. In Apple's case, almost doubly so. And then we're going to get some numbers this week with regards to jobs, and that might cause a bit of a spook in the market depending on how that one goes. It's all about whether or not the Fed tapers early. When Apple makes its turn, there could be a bit of a relief at some point here today. I don't know if we can get through a 144, 145, because this seems like the channel that we're going to be in. To me, if you're trading Apple, you might as well be trading the futures in the tech space. I think Facebook might have a little bit more active movement in it there. I mean, Microsoft might be a little bit stronger. I think Amazon's at prices that I think are a little bit easier to digest at this point if you trade an expensive name. But Apple in this range, it's like you want it holding above a 145, and then that would signal that real support has come in. Otherwise, it's like, oh, please let this thing get to 130 in the 130s, because then you can pick it up and gobble it in. So I don't know if there's going to be a day trade in Apple for me, and I don't think that headline is going to be a mover so much as it's just about how the overall market decides it's reacting to the further threat of earlier tapering.
Wow, 130 on Apple. You should just sell everything you have and buy all the Apple shares. If that can come through, that would be fantastic. We might have missed an opportunity on Microsoft to buy the bottoms as well. I think this is a much better stock right now than Apple, and I don't really know why. It's just, we took this 285 break, and then we averaged in, and then it took off to 288. I mean, Microsoft on Friday was an absolute monster. We were actually lucky enough to run the table on Friday on a lot of these names, but all the way up to 288 there. What a monster. It looks like we'll take that out again today. 290 we touched on the close there for Softy. So, I mean, you want to talk about a stock that seems to be coming back from the dead here. Microsoft touches down at 280, right into this level. What a great buying opportunity that was. We recently sold at 296. We sold Apple at 152. And it's about time. I don't want to miss the boat. Like, you can't be selling and then not looking to rebuy, but I'm still thinking that we'll see where we're going to go this week. I don't know if I want to buy yet. I always talked about the first week in October, so we're here now. So we'll try to see what happens today. It looks like the market is trying to rally a bit. So I want to see that one swoosh bottom before we buy anything. But just because Neil talked about Apple, I'll talk about Softy here. And I think, a buy-in for Microsoft into this area, probably well worth it. 286 and change. These tops from a couple days ago, like I said, we swooshed down, touched the bottoms there of 280, 281, 282. And then look at Friday, man. It's just not even a red candle, like a little bit of a dancing there where we got long and then just straight to the upside and didn't even worry about it. Like Microsoft was just cruising all day until this time where I got ticked out there when we broke through 286. But that was off this 285.50 longs. That's still $1.50. But look in the afternoon, man. It just kept on going, gone. So Apple, we love that name, and I love AMD. It's just AMD is very, very volatile at these levels right now, 100. It's not, I mean, it's been relatively calm. It's bounced around 100 to 104, but I'm very nervous about that 100 break, especially if the market heads to the south side. So AMD, a very, very nice level, but I still love this 104.50 there on AMD. So we'll have to watch that, just like we watched 107 here when it broke and it ripped up to 108.50. Then you had a couple bad days. So just like this, look at this, 108 one day, 2 days later, 90 or basically 99.90. So you get an 8% dip down in 2 days. That could still happen this week, and I actually expect a little bit of a flush.
Let's stay with tech stocks here quickly. I want to talk about Facebook. We need to mention at least what was on 60 Minutes last night, because the quote-unquote Facebook whistleblower made her debut on primetime TV last night, talking about Facebook, obviously. She's made multiple releases of internal documents, emails, things of that nature on her own website that are, let's just say, less than flattering. There's a whole article describing what she was talking about. So, I mean, the question here, guys, does this matter? I mean, the stock already trying to bounce.
To the stock? I mean, look, realistically, it'll probably result in some fluctuations here and there. Maybe it might have a small disconnect with the rest of what's going on with tech. And I'd rather, not to even get into a debate about the nitty gritty and certainly the concerns that are raised, because we're here to talk about what's going to happen to Facebook, if anything. And we've already sort of seen it. Before the 60 Minutes last night, they were already grilling them saying your Instagram for Kids is going to be dead, which they were stalling anyways. So I don't know that that's going to be a gigantic piece of news for them there. You might get a little bit of extra weakness that says, okay, well, in Facebook, which I thought, to be honest, like last week I would have said Facebook might be one of the first ones to buy into of the FANG names in the dip. You might take that off the table and then say, okay, maybe it's like 2 or 3, pick some shares up, let this one fall a little bit further. I don't think it's the end of the world. Everyone has already understood exactly what Facebook is and what Facebook is about from the day one. And if this shocks anybody, if that 60 Minutes report shocks anybody, then I don't know what company you've been following, quite frankly. So without getting into whether it's right or wrong what they do, the reality is that they do it very, very well, and they're very successful doing it. And that's what shareholders care about at the end of the day. There's no other better way to say it. It's just the absolute truth. Yeah, they're down 0.74% today when the market is actually battling a little bit back on the NASDAQ. So it's possible we could get a little bit of extra weakness. But look at the base that this one has had all of last week, right? Like, it's got a pretty solid 338 under it. If this market turns red, yeah, I guess 338 looks like a break, but that's the one we were bottom picking in last week's action, Facebook, because of that harsh bottom, and it gave you some good breakouts. As long as that 338 holds, I think you're pretty solid, but it's going to be led by the market. We're not taking out that level on that headline. We're taking out that level because the market decides that we want to sell off some more.
Yeah, speaking about Facebook, here's Instagram. We posted this up. We were on the tractor. It's too bad because Maggie was telling me that she was away all weekend. It was horrible weather, but here in Southern Ontario, it was beautiful. Saturday was beautiful, so here we are. And someone said go long on Caterpillar and Deere and all that. So here we go. Here's a real old John Deere maybe at Downey's Farm. So we had a great time there on Saturday. And the reason why I bring this up is because Instagram, follow on Instagram there when we talk about Facebook. You can get me the original Trader TV Sean spelled properly. Hopefully you guys can find that. But yeah, Facebook, just buy this one hand over fist as well. You're not going to have any problems with Facebook. I mean, they're great for small businesses. They've been absolutely monster here during the pandemic. More products coming, the metaverse. You're going to hear all about this stuff. So if you don't pick up Facebook now, you probably will regret it. But is there more downside? Hey, I mean, that's one thing where we don't have the crystal ball. All we can try to do is get into the best names. And obviously, I love this mega tech. And I think, maybe down here to 330 might be a spot. I mean, the shopping list is out. Facebook's not on it. I'm already very long in Facebook. So, I'll wait for that. I didn't sell any of this one. This is below the 50-period moving average. We'll have to wait. Like I said, to me, it has nothing to do with any of this stuff. We're going to wait to see what earnings has to do with. And then the new Apple iOS, how that's been affecting. So like Neil said, if anybody's been following Facebook and knows anything about the stock, that's the single driver here of this whole move down, besides the tech flush. But, that's why it's a little more aggressive here on Facebook. So we'll just see what they report. And, if that iOS update is not really affecting anything, then we should be able, because they've already guided lower on that news, so we should be able to pick some more shares up at a very nice discount. But earnings are coming, and that should be coming soon. So we'll wait for those, and then we'll pick up some of these stocks, man. I'd rather nibble on Microsoft and Google here rather than Facebook and Apple.
Yeah, thankfully, we'll get back into earnings reporting season here in the next couple of weeks, guys. Upgrades and downgrades for today. Notable names down here. We'll talk about the airlines. If you remember back on Friday, pretty positive. Again today, we're seeing a lot of these in positive territory. Tesla's on here. P&G, Chipotle, 3M, one we were talking about way back in the summer. JP Morgan not liking that. Rocket Companies and that Vertex as well.
Yeah, Procter, certainly an interesting one. We talk about pricing power for companies, and Procter's got some pricing power. And I think that could, I want to say like that could bode well for them in an inflationary environment. I think some of the concerns that you have with some of the consumer names are going to be supply chain issues, and to the degree that starts affecting some of these other companies, which have been doing okay. It could be a bit of a problem. So that's usually the place I'd be dipping into. Like, someone actually just asked the question, like, what do you in the chat? What do you like other than financials if inflation is worse than expected? And it's been a while now that I've liked some material names, as we've talked about before, and I like Procter's, and I like Pepsi, and I like some of the industrial names, and I like Caterpillar. It's starting to get a little bit tricky when the supply chain issues are really affecting a lot of these names, because then it's like, well, what do you buy but financials? And that's the easiest place to go. But Procter's just a company that I'm probably going to be liking if it goes any further down from where it is right now. It's flat on the day, and there's no day trade here. It's on zero volume, but it catches a bit of an upgrade, and I think that fits well with one of the things I want to buy in a dip, and Procter is on that line. Maybe I like Pepsi a little bit better, but not by much.
Let's check out one of the most recent things we bought. We bought Nucor on Friday at 95. That went to 98, 99 or so. That's still doing nothing. Nike's a most recent buy as well that I've had. And, again, I think Foot Locker may be a better buy than Nike, but we're just going to wait to see. That dropped a little bit too far. We went all the way back down here to March lows where we picked it up. So we're long at 145.50 or 146.25, something like that. So you could join the party on this one. And this is Foot Locker as well. I like Foot Locker. They touched $44 or something on Friday, which was still the Nike chart, which was super, super low. And they've just gotten hit on a lot of the supply chain issues, obviously. I mean, if Nike's going to start delivering direct, to consumers like they've been doing for a while, that's going to be a little bit of a problem here for Foot Locker. And you see how this one is starting to come all the way to the downside. You got to watch out for supply chain issues on Foot Locker. But again, as the malls reopen, you do have some bottoms here of 40 and change. That's still 10% down, but Foot Locker could also be picked up here at some point. So, and then the only financial that I have I have Square and all those things, but we did lighten up on JP Morgan, and but we're still in it. So JP Morgan looks like it's taking out new highs here today, 167, 170. So watch out for them as they're continuing to fly high. I think you can pick up some WFC at some point as well, as they've been rocked a little bit here with some of the, I don't want to say scandals, but the way they're treating customers and accounts. You can't look at it on a daily chart here, but WFC, if you just want to get something that if you liked the environment here, you can see here, I'll give you this day chart because it'll be a little bit better. Here's the dip that they already had. You already missed your opportunity probably to buy it down here at these great bottoms, man. $42. Wow, I can't believe we retested that. Didn't even notice that. So that's another 10% up there in just about 2 weeks from that bottom. So 43 to 47 there. $4, so about 7 and a bit percent. So nice move on there for WFC. We'll see if it could take out $50 and then get higher from there. But wow, defend 320. Okay, Sterling, you want me to talk a little bit about Moderna? Sure, we can do that. No, I'm going to go short down 320. I'm not defending anything on Moderna. What did I say on my sticky note here? I said, yeah, look for a 320 break lower. Sorry, Sterling Silver. So that's what it says. Short up to 335. I can post this on there. The Merck is just such bad news for Moderna. So, you know, again, right here we're at, I mean, this is a 320 level. It's kind of like coming into play right here. So, you know, this was a level that it kind of bounced around here. I mean, I would much rather short, guys, you know, this 350 area. I don't know if we get back into there, but I just believe that this just crashes on the open, like real bad, guys. Like, I mean, whether or not it crashes real, I mean, I just think if it takes that 320, then you're going to be gone and it's going to be crashing and we'll just wait to see. I don't see anybody coming in to buy this thing. There's the 320 break right there. So it already broke and went to 319 and right back up. So that's a good sign. I think we can, you know, I'm looking for a 330 break. I actually wrote down, yeah, so, you know, so shorting it up to 335. So if we can get anything going, I'm going to short anything on Moderna, but I do expect a huge flush to come from this name very, very soon. We're still holding on to our Merck, but hey, I don't know if it's going to happen today or not, guys, but I really think that this flushes through. That's Moderna.
All right, let's bring in Arun here, get a look at the overall market. It is a Monday, as we said, some big names trying to lead us back to positive territory. At this point, we're not there yet, Arun.
Yeah, we're not there yet. We're at an interesting area. You know, this 35 to 50 area I marked off on Friday, so keep an eye on it. And there's a reason for that. It was the DMA level, or the area around the DMA, which usually activates a lot of program trading, right? And we've been flirting with this level. We refuse to let go. There's been a lot of action up top. Every time we get above it, we really can't expand. And then we get below and then we go right back. And then we really had a chance, based on the way Friday traded, we really had a chance to get going. We kind of settled above, maybe go towards those 4,400s. And here we are back again in these 30s, high 30s, low 40s. We seem to not want to get too far away from this DMA level, which means that trading intraday around this price point is going to be difficult. It's going to be dangerous. So I'm going to try to stay away as much as I possibly can, at least around this 35 to 50 mark. If we get, I comfortably, I think if we can get below 20, and then we can probably maybe start taking some shots. But for now, trade carefully, anything between 20 and 50. I do have 50 as marked off as a level. So if you get a super tight, low risk shot, so I'm thinking 5-6 points, that might be something I'm willing to take. And then, you know, you're limited to the downside around this mid 30 area, right? So it's a very delicate trade. You do have that aspect if you try to take that shot. But the easier trades are going to be when the market actually gets past either end, whether it's the bottom or the top. That's the ranges that you're looking for. That would open up the trading a little bit more, and the programs won't get too heavily involved at those price points. So I'd rather just wait for that than take these super high risk, delicate trades. So the top end, 50 obviously is there. 4,400 is the top end level that I've had for a while now. We were using this, I think, for the last week or so. Anytime it got to that 70 area, 45 to 4370, we were looking for potential shorts with that 4,400 mark. So that 4,400 mark is still there. And then at the bottom, I've got just below 4,300. It's a soft level around 40, just below 4,300. So if you get far enough away from the DMA and you get a nice little support setup, then you may have a shot back up to the mid 30s again. Mid 30s is that price point where you want to, the market is going to want to resonate towards, it seems like, until we can get past either the low 4,300s or above 4,350 and into the 4,400s. We are going to have this kind of back and forth trading. So just tread carefully for now. At least the market's right now, up, down 0.16% on the ES and 0.3% on the NASDAQ. So tech weakness again. Keep in mind, when you have tech weakness or even just relative outperformance, you want to take a look at Apple and Microsoft, because those are the top two heavy weights in these indexes. Whichever direction they go, they tend to drag the indexes. So keep an eye on those two going into the day.
Thanks, Arun. We'll check back again tomorrow morning. Let's get into what is moving here, guys, in the pre-market. Miss V will have the link for the watch list in the chat if you do need it. Just keeping my eye on Tesla here. It did tag 800 there briefly, but pulling back a little. If you missed it, deliveries were better than expected. Record numbers, in fact, 241,300 vehicles delivered in Q3, easily topping estimates by almost 20,000 cars. So 2.8 here. Yeah, 800's like right here for Tesla, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it did break it. Just, I mean, in pre-market action, right around 7 o'clock. So, you know, it's obviously a lot of people always look at when significant levels get taken out in the open market. But we have had an 800 break already. Ignore this week. I'm gonna have my 15-minute up just so you can see when it tested that 99 or 800 before, put in the lower high. I love the fact that you gap up into this. And then immediately the first sell support comes into that lower high. So I'm kind of looking at that 793 as an interesting floor. I think that's the way that I would gauge any sort of rejection of this 800 level, like whether there's an offer below like 93, consolidates lower than that price, and you're maybe running away from 800 for a little bit. But we still have to watch for that test. You know, so it hasn't happened in the open market just yet. And it's not to say that I'm not bullish on Tesla, but you know, until we get through it and chew through and have a bit of a bid, I'm going to be looking for this one for that sort of sell the news, you know, pop 930 rollover trade, whatever the heck you want to call it. Do I like it as much as a notion of, I mean, now Moderna starts to go that or that AMPY, which horrible disaster, of course. That spill, it sucks, but I'll be shorting that one on any pop. I like shorting Moderna on a rollover. Tesla's probably like 3 or 4 on the list of things, but if it does make a test at 930 at the open and cannot get through that 800 or even test that 802, and then come right back in, then that would be one of those little reversal shorts where you just take advantage of selling the news. You'd have a stop at the high of the day. If it was more around the price of a 98, you could put a tight stop at 800. Although I think at this particular moment, putting an 800 stop on that kind of a trade is almost pointless. You know, sort of long term, I think is absolutely fine for Tesla. It gets back to 780 in the next couple of days, and I think that's going to be where the dip buy would be on the day trade for me. But right now, like my first look will be to see if there's a sell the news trade.
I'm going to look at NIO today. So NIO, I mean, we'll be looking at Tesla as well, but I mean, we'll just wait. I mean, like I said, Tesla's going to 900, so I don't really want to short anything. But I mean, again, you have to watch out for this market. I'm still not through the gates on this bull yet. Okay, but right here, $35 is held great the last 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So this is 4 days straight, and even if you take that day as a big flush down here, I remember this day, and then it just ripped to the high side. We were able to be long in this day as well after taking some hits long, and then seeing this bump right to the backside there. So I don't know. NIO was just super weak on Friday. It was like really bad. It kept falling down. Like you see 37 is just like horrible. And Friday was a good day in the market. Wasn't the Dow up like 400 points or something? So, Friday was a good day unless I'm just, thinking about the wrong day. And NIO just kept on falling. So Chinese names just continue to be a worry here. So we have to short any of these pops. I'm actually looking at taking this out at $35. It's going to happen real soon. NIO just continues to be the dog right now. And I don't really know why. They had good well, I know why, it's Chinese name, but they had great deliveries, so I am nervous about shorting it. There's Merck with a bid. We're just flat on that name right now, and then other than that, there's absolutely nothing. NIO's right there, AMPY, I mean, these are nothing. CCL is here on a bid, and that looks like this is going to take out the level that I liked as well, 2650, so we'll talk about that, but that's on the sticky note today, 2650 here on CCL, and if you can see, this has been a super strong stock lately, obviously on the reopen. A lot of people love their cruises. I've never been on one. And this 2650 right here goes back to September 28th, these little levels here, and then we wicked upside 2660. So we're getting very, very close to taking out some of these levels. It's only 907, so this market could easily run, but I do like a CCL break of 2650 as well.
A couple of deal-making noteworthy headlines, I guess, to pass along here, guys. TK LNG Partners, Stone Peak acquisition, picking them up today. $17, it looks like, in cash per unit. There's also this VNE, Qualcomm acquiring VNE for $37. So it's around $35.70 right now for VNE. So a couple of noteworthy deals to pass along on Monday. Okay, so Merck, we talked about on Friday, kicked off the selling and all of the vaccine names when they came out with data on their, I saw a couple of people actually call it the magic pill, COVID-19 magic pill. 50% reduction in both hospitalizations and deaths, and it's an oral pill, so the first of its kind on that front.
Wow.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, we've talked about this at least a little bit in terms of what it means for, we mentioned this last week as well, what it means for the overall vaccine makers. And just so people in the chat were asking why isn't Pfizer doing anything? Well, if you just pull up like BNTX, and that's probably moving a little bit more than Pfizer on direct vaccine headlines, right? So that's always going to be the case. In addition to mRNA, Novavax is going to be under pressure as well. So you can look at that stock if you're a little more comfortable trading it. I don't think it's a big difference. But Merck, I faded Merck, and one of the reasons I like this breakout price and sort of sat down with it is I actually faded this one off of this 84 level, like the same 84.40 or 35 that it had as the top. And this is a true wick top. This was right at 930. It spiked up, rejected this level, and then was basically giving you some resistance to that same price in the pre-market. That's why I like that breakout price, because it was a great short on the spike. Merck is deciding to continue through here. If it does want to pull back, I look at yesterday's close as sort of a like line in the sand. I would never hold an 84.40 breakout long into that range. But if it does take out this current pre-market low, I think you're dip buying into Merck in front of Friday's close at 81.40 into that 82 level, somewhere in that 60-cent range. I think is where I would be buying the dip in the event that this doesn't continue through. It is now rejected a couple of times here off of 85. So once when we got out, and then another time in here. Didn't quite get into the 84s to do a bit of a dip buy. Probably should have taken some at 84.40, the breakout price, but we'll see what happens going into the open. No need. We have 20 minutes. Don't have to rush anything with Merck. And on the flip side of that trade is simply going to be Moderna. And Moderna for me is just the one I've been trading. It's nothing to do with anything else. I know Novavax has been a pretty good trade as well, but I missed the short on Moderna and then got it into in the afternoon. It was a pretty good one going into the close. Like I said on Friday, we can't hold this one overnight, despite the fact that we're in a pretty good position. 320 is a pretty key level. I like the fade on this stock, but I think if it goes through 335, I still want to be involved between 40 and 50. After seeing the price action at 350 on Friday afternoon's trading, I do want to have myself an opportunity to trade around that level if I can. So if we do get a strong move in Moderna, it gets anywhere into that close range, it goes green on the day, 340 to 350, I'm looking for 350 to be the resistance that it was on Friday.
Okay, so people talking about Shiba Inu here, INU. I actually bought some of this not even too long ago, so I'm super excited about this move up. It's a completely garbage. You could buy like it's worth 0.00000000001 something. But just in this crypto rally, they just got listed on Coinbase couple weeks ago, I believe. Anyways, yeah, I'm in this trade actually, guys. So thanks for pointing that out. A nice trade to the upside. I'm probably just going to get it off. I mean, I don't really care about this coin. It's just one of those ones like a Dogecoin that it can just go nuts. People holding hundreds of millions of trillions of shares. I mean, just imagine the price here. But you're seeing up 30% right now, SHIB. So, good trade there. I mean, I'm not, I don't recommend buying this coin, that's for sure. But you guys are talking about it. I mean, I'm into Cardano, Ethereum, and BTC. So follow it. Follow those stocks if you want. But congratulations, anybody in that name. I keep saying, some of these coins that have no utility. I mean, I guess you could say the same thing for Dogecoin. So I better watch what I'm saying, because that was like what, a quarter, not even a quarter, like a tenth of a hundredth of a penny at one point, and it ripped up to 55 cents there. So I don't know what's going to happen with Shiba Inu there. So that's SHIB going crazy there. CVX, again, the oil trade is going to continue to be strong in this environment. Oil now down to $77. I'm super glad that we got out of that XOM trade and talked to you guys about that. Look at CVX. Chevron just continues to make moves to the upside. Look at Friday. It was just non-stop love, just like when we bought Nucor. Should have bought some Chevron. Wow, same difference, but wow, nice move to the upside here. I think oil and gas continues to go. It's probably going to be a cold winter. You've seen what happened to Nat Gas lately. This is the daily chart on Chevron. I mean, great buys here on this consolidation between 95 and 98. Also matches with some of these tops over here, right there as well. So, man, did we ever hold these levels really nicely on CVX. So if you want to talk about a name that I think can be bought, probably Chevron here. I also don't mind FANG as well. Let's see, FANG. What's that price right now? Is that on NASDAQ or what is it? Let's see here. This is, of course, Diamondback Energy. So that's starting to move up again. This is a much more aggressive name than a XOM or a Chevron or anything like that. Look at the moves that this has had as well. This bottomed out, and this is why I bring this up. Look at FANG, looking to take out the top right now. Diamondback Energy, I mean, what a great hold this was. I mean, look at these prices, man. $75 right down here, 75, 75, 75, 75, gone, up to 102 right now. So I'm not in any of these names. So I saw someone say that, I'm talking about Oh, Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu. Yeah, that's right. It's a dog. So there you go. So anyways, FANG just continues to make moves to the upside here. And again, I'm not in this, and I'm not talking up the book. I'm just trying to give you guys some opportunities of names that I really, really like, including we did a thing on IBM, where to hide. IBM is $7 worth of dividend, okay? Like, I am in this name, but when you're looking at a stock, come on, IBM. That has $7 worth of a yearly dividend in it, and you want to play a little bit of tech. Although this is old tech, they do have new partnerships out with Google and a few of these other obviously big companies with the cloud as well. So you're seeing IBM starting to make moves as well up to the top. I like IBM here. Let's see it at 150.
On Palantir Technology is announcing this morning the extension of their current contract with the National Center for Advancing Translation Sciences, which is within the National Institute of Health. This is a COVID-related contract for them. Could be worth as much as $59.5 million over 2 years. Another day, another contract for Palantir.
You see what I'm talking about, Shakib? Just have 100 million coins in Shiba. Yeah, just because. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, everyone owns a lot of SHIB. But look, the Palantir train just keeps on going. Oh, I don't have my hat here. I wore it to the Jays game and forgot to bring it back. But yeah, so Palantir is getting near a very, very interesting level. Again, where we want to start to buy some of this one. Into here, we've seen a lot of these other oil companies. We just showed you some of them there hold some of these levels, just like some of the travel names. So I think it's getting close right now, if not even right now. You're breaking below the 50 period. Like I said, if I wasn't such a bear on the market, I'd be picking up some Palantir right now. The deal flow just keeps on coming. So hey, man, just keeps on flowing through for Palantir. I like them, but again, when you're forward counting some of their growth and revenues, and then you get, the 10-year 1.5, you're going to get interest rate problems here. They're not going to have to worry about any of the supply disruptions or anything like that, obviously, as they don't really deal in that, or any physical products. So we'll wait down here for $21, $22. I mean, I think you could start picking some up around 23, which is the top. So we'll wait for that. That's not that far away. You could hit that today, especially if the NASDAQ keeps doing what I think it's going to do. We just took out the top and basically rejected it pretty hard up here. So now we'll see what happens near the bottom. I think we got to pick some up. And on a daily chart, if we're just going to trade this for a day trade, here's the 20-minute chart. We dipped down to 23.75 on Friday. So that could be a level that we look at again, and that could be coming up. So let's stick a couple orders there. But again, I'm a little bit nervous. I mean, I have my mind. Obviously, I'm long on Merck. I'm getting ready to go short on Moderna, and I still like that CEI. So I think we'll have to wait for Palantir to get a little bit spicy down near 23.25 there, 23.75.
Yeah, so while we were talking there, Facebook just bounced. I mean, it did bounce off 36, but it just broke that 38 level. So 338 come and gone. It's already come downside. I guess if I liked it as a support level, and we talked about that 38, if I'm not going to be in the trade when the level breaks, then if it pops up, it might be worth a short at 930 on a pop and just a rollover type play. But you can't do that on every single stock. I want to get to this Amplify if I can, just AMPY, because this was obviously a bit of a major story for them because, hey, man, pipeline burst and the long-term ramifications there. This is what the stock looks like on the daily chart, but I can tell you, I'll show you back here. This is 280, a bit of a wick bottom back into July on AMPY. It just made a break of that level. I was shorting into it. It just broke that 280. I don't think I'll be done with this stock. I actually like this one to play off of this 350 to 375 area. If it gets ridiculously strong, I don't know if I want to be. I don't usually do jailbreak longs. I'd rather be shorting the stock, which has news like this, which is under that much pressure. It's just easier to have a bit of a bias. So I'll look to see what this does at the open. If it's still holding 280 to 3, then I think some of these previous support levels are going to turn into some resistance, and we can actionably trade that off of the open. But it wasn't worth fighting into too much. Had to take this one off because it's starting to spike. And when you get a dead cat bounce like this in the pre-market action, the best thing to do is, hey, the volume's going to come in the morning, or at 9:30 I would expect, or even more volume, and then we'll see if it's the same levels can hold up. So for now, it's going to be 280 to 3 is the next resistance zone. If it breaks this, I'm looking all the way into 350, where that's got a huge line in the sand.
Saw Ford pop up here, guys. Ford just reporting September vehicle sales, 156,600, down 17.7%. But we actually just popped to the upside there. So I think that was a little bit less than expected. So it fell less than expected on that number for Ford just out there. Vaccine, guys. Let's talk about Moderna. Let's talk about the rest of them once again. Again, this is all because of Merck. If you missed it back on Friday, positive news for Merck's treatment means these don't really have anywhere to hide.
Nope, they don't, and they're not going to. They're going to hide around the $250 mark, is where I think that Moderna probably probably comes back to here. Yeah, I mean, we'll see where it goes, but that's not good news. And obviously, people knew about it before. We've tanked from 470 all the way down here to 320, real quick, like real quick, right? Like so, 460 in just a couple days, you're down here to 320. Like that's a $46 stock, down to $32, right? So you chop these ones down, and yeah, wow. Now I'm looking like it's going to break this 320. We're getting ready to short it. We did average into our Merck long, and we're net positive today. It's been a good morning. We only have that one stock, but we are looking to go short here on Moderna, and it's not going to be a huge trade off the open because again, we don't want that to flush down, and then we wind up making bottom wicks because we did hold out here before at 304. But the thing about this is, I almost don't even want to look at any charts because they don't mean anything right now on Moderna, right? Moderna just got smacked in the face by Merck, right? So anybody that doesn't want to take a jab anymore doesn't have to, basically, is what, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's up to you. Treat your family and your own body as you should. But I mean, right now, if you don't have the vaccine, and if this drug, which apparently is going to be widely available and is very, very cheap from Merck, and if you have any symptoms, you pop the pill and finito. I mean, okay, that's going to really, really hurt Moderna here moving forward, especially if this is sort of the springboard for more, maybe oral, whatever you can take, pills and maybe even a lesser vaccine. Like, so, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be a vaccine at that point. This is a treatment. So I don't know. I don't like what this means for Moderna. There were so many people forecasting booster shots, forecasting all this revenue for them. And I mean, it didn't come through. And we'll wait to see what happens. You saw on Friday a nice little move to the downside, not even that much really happening for them on Friday. But I mean, just watch out. I think Moderna crashes here. I think it crashes a lot more than this. So just get ready for some downgrades and some price target cuts and whatnot. And I'm just obviously not very bullish on Moderna.
Yeah, I mean, we sort of talked this name to death. I will just briefly put up Pfizer here so you can see the point we're illustrating before. Not going to be as volatile. And as this I think, gets some of that pressure to the downside, Pfizer is going to get to some attractive prices. So it's getting close to, like a 39 to 41 area where there's a ton of support on the daily chart as it's come all the way back in from, that fantastic run. You don't usually see Pfizer put in moves like it did in the last couple of months. And as it gets back to this 41 area, that's a great support level for this stock. I think it's an easier thing to buy early on in a dip than something like a Moderna, which is a bit of a falling sword.
All right, let's continue along here, guys. We'll talk about the travel stocks here a little bit. I put airlines specifically on the watch list, but you can look at the cruise lines, the hotels. They're all kind of in positive territory. There was multiple upgrades and price target increases, specifically talking about the airlines this morning. So that was the reason behind that. Delta came out as well and reinstated their prior guidance for the rest of this year, which they pulled last month when they came out last month and took that off the table. So they said better than expected bookings to this point and are expecting that trend to continue into 2022.
Yeah, I mean, the one I decided to pull up here often is Southwest. And just pulling up the 15-minute, you're going to see strong movement, obviously, on Friday. And we saw the big pushes in a lot of the travel and reopen type of names. You're gapping up above 54.5. You got a pre-market low here at 55-ish. So right in the middle of that range, I'm looking for a bit of a dip buy. There is, and if you go to the daily chart here, we're in the midst of a breakout, right? So there is a bit of a level which is coming up about $1 away, like a 56.5. I don't think it's too much to chew through. Definitely this 58 area where there's a bit of a cluster and previous support. That could be a little bit of something, but I want to be long today in Southwest if I can. It doesn't do a ton of pre-market volume, so I tend to want to expose myself to the idea of if there is a big sell order that comes in and takes some profit, then I want to take some of this into the open. And I don't like breakout trades in stocks that aren't trading. So I'm not really sitting here looking for the top end break. If it doesn't do a lot of movement, I might just work into something above 55. That's the other way to be able to play this one on Southwest. But right now I'm sitting on the bid between that 54.50 and that 55, like we talked about, right in the middle at 75. If I don't get that, I'll look for a long off the open. But I do want to be long in the airlines on a bit of on any kind of a dip coming into the open.
Okay, so right now we just got short there, Moderna, and we are, I mean, here we can call it, we can show it to you. I was just going to talk about those names, but we'll see if this works out here for us today. We just tweet that out. Long, I'll tweet it, I'll say at Trader TV Live as I start to tweet this out. Just let everyone know that I'm trying to do this. The short Moderna here through 320. We talked about that. We got 319.80s. It was a very, very nervous trade there off the open, but we'll see. Again, it's not a huge position, so we're not going to worry about it here. On the sticky note here, we talked about CCL. Nice level here at 26.50. The bottom of 25.60 from Friday. So we're looking long here on CCL, especially again. I don't want to put all my eggs in this basket though, like short Moderna, long Merck, and then I'm going to go long CCL. So here goes Moderna already. It's all right. I mean, I'm pretty confident in this trade, so we'll hold it. It's not, like I said, it's not a lot of shares. I do expect it to bump back up a little bit. Maybe we can get some shorts off that level. But here's 25. This was Friday. We held it. I said we held 25.60. If I can zoom back, let's just go to a 20-minute here just to let you guys see this. This is Friday here. So we did kind of hold these levels right there. 25.75. We opened up. So we held some of these levels back here. 25.50, 25.50, and so on and so forth. So a nice little top break here of 26.50. And then bang goes Moderna. Yes, sir. The Bulls are in. How about $7, Brendan, right there off the top on Moderna? A nice little $7 win right there. So let's smash the keys. Do everything you want to do right there. There goes Moderna. Adios, amigos. Right there. We call that 320 break. Now you're at 311. Sterling Silver, did you make $5 million or what? Because right now, there goes the cash spitting out. How about 310, 311? That's $10 right there in a couple seconds. Adios, Moderna. See ya.
And there's still 4 minutes to go. Let's talk about this one as well. A little one, guys, XENE up on FDA approval for one of their drugs. This one's tricky in that anything above this high, if you go to the daily chart, is obviously all-time high territory, so there's no levels to work with whatsoever. Also, it's already come off from $30 back to $26.50. So this pink line is 28. Above that, there's 29. It stalled out a little bit in the pre-market, but outside of that, this one pretty tricky. Very weak, obviously, so far heading into the open, but we're in all-time high territory. So tread lightly on XENE, guys.
There was a bit of we got a lot of questions about that stock, and there was a bit of a level at 28 there that I think I'm going to be shorting into if it gets a chance. OPGN, with only 3 minutes to go here, OPGN, they did get an FDA clearance. And they are gapping up 27% currently. It's showing a little bit of strength here. You're going to see the breakout price at right here in the pre-market at about 730. It did make a bit of a break through 335. That's the current support level at 335. If that goes, I think this stock is going to be in a little bit of risk of a return around. Anytime I look at these wipe through levels, 75 here, and then you have another one at $4. If we're going to trade below those, then I'm going to be shorting the name until it makes a break. So it did already make a failure at $4, and then again breaking down that 375, both those historical levels, and you're consolidating lower. So those are the reasons why I usually lean into a short first, but 335 is ample support currently on that OPGN. I just reloaded in some Merck, which is not moving a heck of a lot after that big time flush out in Moderna, which I looked at the daily just now and was like 280. 300 is a psychological level, but on the daily chart, 280 is probably a buy in the long term, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see how far it goes. I have no idea like any levels on that particular stock, but OPGN, this one could be due for a bit of a push going into the open. I'm not taking a break of 75. I'd rather fade that level first.
Yeah, everyone wanted to spin the money there, so you got it right there as you break down through. I mean, 310 just bounced off there, so that may be it. You may want to take that $10. Like I said, you don't look at the charts for Moderna here because this is a new environment for them. And this could rip right back up. So, like I said, you guys take it if you want to. We'll wait for this one, but we'll see what happens on this one. So there it goes, man, right to the downside. Moderna right there. We'll watch out for some CCL breaks. We are waiting for AMC to come back in here as well. So that could be something to watch on AMC back to, oops, put this up here. AMC back to like 38 and change. So there we go, guys. So, well, we got excited there because the move just happened right to the downside. So that was good. We're really, really happy with that, but we'll wait to see how far Moderna flushes down, man. If we can get a 300 even or something, that could be fantastic. I mean, we could even be more than this, but there it is, man. Great trade. You don't have that 320 short, eh?
I've never taken a break in Moderna in the pre-market. I pretty much.
All right, so
Yeah, I'm not doing
Igor, right now, what is your call? I don't know. Like we just said, I mean, Neil said 280. I would love a 280, man, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Moderna all the way
There's
to the
maybe
downside.
290. I don't know. You know
I
what?
don't know.
Forget
That's
about
why I
it.
was going to maybe just get out at 300 if we can get down there. I think
Watch
we'll
out for Merck. It's
Probably do that. Yeah, Merck right now. I'm long Merck. We'll have to wait to see what that does. Oh, let's just check out the imbalance locator. Quick time here, if we can. 1.4 million shares.
AMPY on
I saw AMPY was there before, but it's not there
the
anymore.
fuck not?
Alibaba. There's a couple decent names on here, but we're getting ready to ring the register here. Or sorry, ring the bell. I may ring the register on this trade. We'll get ready to ring the bell here as we're getting open. Look at this, just continuing, man. 309 and change right now. What up, Sterling? What up, everybody that had this trade? So far, so good on the open here with only 20 seconds. Let's go.
Yeah, I think Miss V is going to be on the bell. It's an educated guess, but it's probably a good one. She's
Probably
in
a
the
good
blue
one.
today. And by the way, blue on our quote board when we do some of our things, that's actually kind of green. So let's get this party started. 5, 4, NASDAQ still down 0.4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go.
All right, all we can really do is just see where we're going to go from here, right? So let's just wait to see if we do have anything on this call right now for Moderna. So we're bidding 301-ish. We'll see that. Just let the market open up, guys.
Yeah, I mean, market's starting to go here. Now, Tesla immediately pushing into the downside. Now, I thought that maybe it would be a bit of a push up and then try to short a fade. You're seeing Tesla already so some selling the news. I'm not saying it's a lot of it because we're holding that 93 level. And as long as it holds 93, I think it's looking okay. I did get back into that AMPY. Oh, Tesla just broke that 93. Now I want to short any kind of pop that we can get on Tesla if we get it. And I just got that AMPY at 289. I'm going to round into that short. Of course, that was the oil spill in California.
Yeah, exactly. And right now, maybe we got a little bit greedy here. We'll have to wait to see about Moderna here. Where are the levels back? 314, 315. Maybe we could take $5. It breaks back above 315. Let's get out of Moderna just in case that does happen. We don't, like we keep saying, we got to make sure that we take some of our profits here. It's nice to be right, but it doesn't matter if you don't get out. So 315, we'll get out on Moderna there. If it does come back in, we leave some obviously on the table. There, here comes right back up. And there it is. We'll take $5 there. So obviously not the big trade that we were hoping for, but there goes Moderna. We'll wait to see what's happening. CEI right now looking like it wants to take out the top two. Sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. There goes Moderna. So good out so far on that one. CEI, we'll see what's happening here. So it's right up to 340. I like this 340 break if we do take it out, guys. CEI trying to take out 340. Let's see if we can do that. Here it goes.
Yeah, first looking at Tesla here, just got some shares in front of that 96 level. It'll be 795.55. I want to see if we hold this consolidation. Of course, the first move is back in. You're going to see a bit of a pullback here on Merck, guys, as it starts to come back into the downside now. I'm going to have some bids out on Tesla, but here comes Merck. It just broke and then held that pre-market low. I don't want to hold this through if it retakes that pre-market bottom, but if it can bounce one more time, I will take a shot at this one. I guess much like Monday, it was more about that the sell the news event on Merck. I decided to buy it instead. Tesla continuing to fall a little bit there, about $1.50 in the money, but Merck looking pretty testy around this 83.50 area.
Yeah, this is a good level for Merck. So let's see if we can get a little bit more here. So we will do that. We also into AMC right now. We're going to see if the apes can give us some of this. I don't know if they can though, as it keeps on falling down. We have that 37.50 level right now that we're trying to wait out for here on AMC. So 37.50 or so coming through on AMC. So we're going to watch out for that. We are averaged into it quite nicely now. Average price 38 and change right there off of that last bit. So we'll see if it can go. It's going to be a big trade for me if it can work. And then there we go as well. So now we're digging in deep here as we've got Palantir long 80s now. So yeah, a lot of these levels are going to have to see if they hold. Right now, it doesn't look like it. Merck's trying here, but again, for Merck, I think you got to give it back to this 82.80 or so, maybe even 83. But watch out, Merck coming to the downside right here. AMC continuing to fall as well. So right now, water's a little Mercked.
Yeah, I mean, I just got out of Merck there at the bottom, so we'll take the hit on Merck. Unfortunately, that one's going to be absolutely no good. That OPGN gave no chance. I mean, absolutely no chance to get into. Unfortunately, for me, this is one that we wanted. We got to it just about before the market opened here, and then said if it got to 375, that was going to be the level. You're seeing it basically hold a 350. That could be our only entry point. Tesla about to test at 800, so pedal to the metal. 802 is the pre-market high on Tesla. It has broken that 800 level once. For those of you that are looking for the potential breakout trade, but the big surprise there is Merck not holding up. One would think, as weak as Moderna had been, that Merck was going to go at least to the moon one more time here. I just got some ticks and just got some shares into OPGN just now, and the other one that Brendan mentioned, that ZENE, continuing to sell off. I like it in front of 28, but I kind of feel like this level is not going to get tested. At this point, there's really not a lot of buyers in this stock at all, but here comes 800 on Tesla, so this is going to make or break my morning, I think, on that Tesla 800.
Yeah, kind of the same thing here. Not Tesla, but I'm digging in here to Palantir. See, Tesla, I like that trade now because the Nasdaq's coming back down. So you got to find names that are potentially weaker here. So right now, Palantir, we're not even averaged in yet on this name. We still have that 2350, 2380 or so level. We said that we would sort of dig a little bit into Palantir here, but look at this, man. It's just been a nasty little ride for this. So, you know, we're not putting any big shares on yet. We still have that 2350 area coming. And I mean, even into here, I don't think we dipped this low, but man, look, we thought there was going to be more NASDAQ weakness. We're right near the bottoms here. So let's try to pick up a little bit more of Palantir just in case we do bounce. But so far, not so great here on PLTR. Let's wait to see where it goes. But yeah, 2350, you might have to just stop out on that one.
Oh, I just got some Southwest guys. So LUV just popped into the downside. ZENE is going to be the one. I actually just got out of most of my Tesla. And then it held 803 on a dime. So I'm actually looking for a re-entry point because if that's a failed break through the top, just quickly looking at it now, that's a failed break to the top, then I want to be jumping right back into it. ZENE just gave you a chance in front of 27, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel my offer, which is sitting in front of 28, and look to do something a little bit closer to that 27 level. The stock has shown absolutely no bid. It was $15 before. I think there's a decent chance it is not done giving this back. Currently, Tesla, yeah, it looks like Tesla once again rejecting that 800 level, so I did jump back into the trade. Now my price 800, so stopped out in the initial long, right back in it after that failed jailbreak. Brendo?
One that popped up on Friday, guys. PED, little energy company as well, 5% still in negative territory, but you remember this one moved significantly back on Friday, so big volume came in there at the open trying to get back to where we were, as I said, back on Friday, guys.
Okay, so so far so good here today. Let's check back on Moderna, man. We took that $5. Oh, right back in. So it did. Actually, Moderna did go back to 320 there. That should have been probably shorted again. I was too busy. Wow. Too busy doing other things there. But look at that. Moderna comes right back to 320 there and just gives you all the gold right there if you wanted that. So Moderna nicely pulled back into 320. We just absolutely missed it. But what can we do? It looks like AMC right now, we're done now averaging in. We'll see where it goes from here. But we're getting ready to get cracked out on this one as this is very, very close. And there goes Palantir as well. So, we'll fall down the hole. It's still going to be a positive day so far for us because of that big Moderna trade. But right now, Palantir continues to make its move to the downside. Ding, 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 all the way down. So, we don't have any. Thank you, Miss V. I like the blue, by the way. That's good for the Blue Jays. I don't know if she's trying to.
Don't remind me, Sean.
What do you call it? Troll us.
So I just got to come back to Tesla for a second here because anytime this happens to you, you're in a short position or a long, it doesn't really make a difference. You get a break of the high and get a stop out, and it immediately rejects that level. You guys don't know what to do here. Oh, did I really just?
Come on, Merck.
Yeah, give me a break. I just accidentally reversed into a long position on Tesla. And of course that's going to happen. So I'm going to quickly cover this. But we did short Tesla again at 800. Took it out here, both at 96 and then at 93 to make some back. And then, of course, I actually accidentally reversed into a long position I didn't want. I'm now only shorting Tesla after that failed break at the high. Yeah, we got stopped out first, but when it's a failed break like this, I'm always jumping back into the trade. You saw that there. Most of it out for a nice little win, although I just paid spread, accidentally going long. I'm going to look to short a pop. Anything into 96, 97 one more time. Double top on Tesla now after that failed jailbreak. Brendan?
Another low float, big mover from last week, guys. If you remember, SDPI just popping up here back towards $2. So we are above that high from, I believe it was Thursday we got up there. But this thing was a penny stock and has basically doubled since then. So, oil and gas driller, SDPI.
Yeah, okay, we'll look at some oil and gas. Yeah, we talked about Chevron there, why we liked them as well. We just missed our Merck, man. We are offering right here at 84, and we just missed it off some of these big bids there. We got an 83.20 bid there in long. So our average price on Merck is chilling right now. So it's a good price for me. It's not great. I mean, it's still stuck above 38, but we try to get some out there on that bump back up. I mean, look what we talked about, man. The NASDAQ still making moves to the downside. We said we throw out some, miracle bids on some stocks. So we're going to have to do that after the show. show because honestly, man, like DraftKings back down to $49, Disney getting hit as well. Disney's on the shopping list, man, to go long at some. I mean, I'm already really long on Disney, but wouldn't mind. I didn't sell anything, so wouldn't mind getting out a little bit more here on Disney, or getting into a little bit more on Disney if we can test this 170 or so. Remember that big move up on Friday, I think was a little bit overdone, needless to say, as it was that Merck news. So I think you got a little bit of a bump up there. Probably a little too high for some of these names, but we'll wait to see if it comes in. Remember, this drug still needs to be widely available and things like that. So we'll wait on that. And then
one thing,
go ahead, yeah, take it
this
over,
actually matters. I'll get to Southwest here because it did do the dip buy at 55. Remember I said I wanted 54.5. It actually held up at 55, so that's where we got in when it wouldn't fall far enough. I just got someone at 55.50, but that Merck news is fantastic for the European names as well. That should also maybe not. It's implicit. I think we should maybe double down on saying it here. So as long as you're going to get some strength overall in the rest of the reopen game, I want to be playing these dips. Now, Southwest is up 2%, but it's been mostly sell since the open. So as much as the dip buy has worked, that's back into this resistance here from the pre-market highs. I'll try it again off of the current low 54.80s or so, and then see if we can't get this one to be the long that is. I mean, there's not a heck of a lot that looks fantastic on the NASDAQ down 0.7, but keep in mind the ES, like there's a reason why the ES is 0.1. It's because some of the names like your Southwest, your energy names, your travel names aren't going to be as bad. The banking names, of course, as well. So Southwest is going to go up here. I will cover again in front of the current high at 56, but the jailbreak is on there. On small cap land, actually forget it. I can't go to small cap because Tesla's getting back into those levels. Tesla is getting back into that 96, 97 level where I would like to see if I can't pick up some shares again here. And this is the reason I'm actually going to get in more shallow here is when I get a jailbreak fail like that, and I probably should not have covered this 800 trade. I should have hung on and still been short. But anytime it's that hard of a jailbreak and the market's coming off here and it's a sell the news event, I'm going to short the pop right at that consolidation level at 96 and not necessarily wait for this 98 level. Now, does it mean I won't add to this at 98? Probably not, but I don't want to miss out on the move, which I feel I did the first time. And there goes that ZENE. So I've been waiting for a pop. Every single time this thing, first it was 28, and 27 breaks down. I'm like, okay, we're short in front of 27. It breaks 26, goes down to 25. Now I'm like, I'm short in front of 26, or at 26. And I finally gotten into this thing when it might have just made a bottom off the quarters here. So I want to give this back into that 27 level. This, to me, is a stock that is a threat to halt, by the way. So I would not trade this XENE, Zeni? Whatever, XENE. I wouldn't trade this without a stop, and watch out for halts on this thing.
Okay, so we're looking right now. Yeah, I mean, Palt that was the name I was looking for. Palt there was a halter the other couple of days. Let's check out on Palt right now, see if that's doing anything, as we haven't really had any halt names there. I think AMC had a walk-off bottom. Yeah, walk-off bottom. Yeah, that's better. It was wick-off, right? It wasn't the other thing there. There's Palt. Yeah, Palt is just tank out of the downside there. So we were watching that name, seeing if it was going to hold that 10 today, and it didn't. So right off the open, didn't hold 10. That's why we really haven't looked at that, but we'll see if it's back in. Just an update, we are back in here on Palantir. Because again, Palantir gets wicked off bottom there, maybe, as it looks like it's still trying to go. No, that's still Palt, come on. The Palantir bottom right there, that wick off bottom right there, 23.25. So we'll take it one more time. We did dump those shares, but again, not a big position. If the futures can rebound, man, then we'll take it, but I'm sort of secretly waiting for the market to tank so I can get some money in, but I am long AMC, Merck, and Palantir, so give me something to go short, Brendo.
Energy might not want to short it, but headline here on oil, guys, OPEC agreeing to stick to existing output policy, not updating it. So day highs here for crude, up 2% now.
Isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad I shorted that 338. I say that, of course, on Facebook because I didn't, right? And now it's at 330. So 330, which is this level all the way back here on Facebook, getting absolutely tested. You're wondering why the Nasdaq's so weak. Mostly because of Facebook, I want to go out and say. And let's just have a look at this It's trying to hold 330 right now, so I'm kind of staring this thing in the face on the level 2, just to see if it catches a bit of a bid. I think if you're playing this level, understand that this is a free fall. There's really no size buying. You're getting some algos trading down in the 330 level, but I'm seeing no big time size buyers at a level like this on the flush. So maybe people aren't running to the gates to pick up Facebook. That's why I'm not just immediately defending a level like a 330. You almost want to see it like capitulate flush through a level like this and then try to pick some up. So I'm watching this battle as it wages. I might have just missed an opportunity to get some of this Tesla trade out, unfortunately. I was on the bid here in front of that low at 93. See if I can take another couple bucks out of this trade, and then see if I can't hold the rest. I might push it up a little bit, and then see if I go try to take 250 instead of 3.5 on this trade, because I think rinse and repeat could be the name of the game. But now that I've noticed what is actually causing this market to come down, at least in terms of the NASDAQ and mostly being Facebook, it does change the litmus on how negatively I think Tesla could be, or at least sell the news on this event. So I'm going to take some profit on Tesla here because it makes some sense. No one ever went broke taking some profit, but this is really being led by that Facebook, and that is nothing. If it's the news that's driving Facebook down, A, that shocks me. B, then I don't think that's going to affect Tesla as much. So it's not really a market sell-off event as much as I thought it was 2 minutes ago.
So we're going to go ding, 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 and we have a little bit of diamond hands here as we've been holding Merck throughout this whole spot. And Merck's going to come right back to the upside, hopefully, anyways. We just took some out there at 90s because our average price is in the 80s. So now we have an average price of 70. We'll wait to see here. Remember, when we take this early, these trades aren't anything for me. These are small shares. This is a much bigger spot there because we came into a level that we liked, and there we go. We just got taken out there at 10s right now as well. So we're dapping up on Merck, man. Anybody holding that one? So far, so good. Anyways, on Merck, I don't know where it's going to go from here, but I'm still expecting highs. So no offers again. Let me just make sure I'm right on that one. It's too bad. We had an 83.07 bid. We almost got that as well. So that was a nice one. We put out some flyers down there. The only one that didn't work on a sort of a flyer situation here is going to be our friend. Whatever this stock is, AMC, as it just looks like it's just trying to take some downside there. So right now we're going to get out of this one. It breaks through 37.25. We'll get out of AMC, or maybe my order was 37. I'm going to find out where that was exactly, but we did get out of some there, breaking through 50. So we're going to hold out for a little bit more. We had some consolidation down there, but right now it looks like AMC, the apes aren't going to win today, or so far anyways, at least for me. Not holding out, man. We're getting ready to tip out near some of these levels. Yeah, that's 37.25. So this is a little scary spot right now coming for AMC, guys.
Nope.
SPIR, guys. Spire, if you remember, was a huge mover back on Friday. This thing absolutely cratered on a share resale. So this was a pre-lockup expiration of a big chunk of shares they sold. So it was down enormously, up 3.5%, but just came back off on a volume spike back to where this thing ended on Friday, guys.
And I just want to get back to a couple of names here. I'm not really ignoring OPGN. It's just that it happens to be doing that flush thing that it's doing. So it's trying to break this 335 that we talked about over and over again. And this particular time, I thought it was about to go. And then we could hold on for what I thought would be a monster flush, but I'm going to actually get some shares out this time, and if it pops back into that 50 range, we can always reload. But if 35 goes on OPGN, as we mentioned, this could be the big one, and then goes down to that 3 level. Tesla comes right back in, so it feels like it was the right decision to take some profit out here in that 94 range. I'm now working right back into the short. As far as I'm concerned, they get a double top wipeout like this. I'm looking for it to turn shy of that 802, 803 area now. Like, it broke that 802 pre-market high, got to 3s and then made the reversal. I'd anticipate that you'd have a bit of a lower high again. So looking for something in the 800 range, maybe 801 at the absolute max, where I try to get into some more shares of Tesla. But I got 97s for now. Staying on the side of, okay, sell the news. Hasn't really done too much to convince me otherwise. And then just going back over to Southwest, which is the only long I have is in Southwest right now. Facebook didn't hold up when I last checked into it. It's starting to round off on this 956 current high. I said I would take it out if it got up here. It's getting very close. I want to sit in front of this, basically in front of like 56 even. If it does turn into a little bit of a high, I can always start buying the dips in front of 55.5, or just take a breakout at that 56 and change high of day on Southwest. But with overall market weakness starting to creep into the ES as well, that's starting to head to the downside. I want to make sure we're grabbing profit in this travel name here. There we go. We'll take out the Southwest. It's hard not to take profits on longs, staring at what we're looking at right here with the ES now being affected by the market move.
Yeah, you could say that again for sure. As just looking to make sure our Merck, though, we're not having no problems taking profits on this one, as it's just ripping to the high side right now. We're right in this level that maybe we should like. I said we wouldn't take anything out until up here, but hey, man, like Neil said, a dollar winner, we'll take it right now on Merck. So hopefully it can continue to fly through, and we'll get a few shares out here on Merck right now, some 39s, and we just took it out right there. So we're gonna watch Merck just continue to move to the upside there. AMC's trying to hold out for us. Battled back. We got out some 60s there. It's not holding. So right now we're just trying to lick our wounds. But again, you know, I've only gotten out of 20% of this, 1, 2. So if it breaks through 37, then we will have to sort of wave the white towel one more time on AMC. But we're not doing that quite yet. Chance for it to go upside. And I mean, again, you know, Arun's probably crushing this. I should always trade futures as well. It seems like anyways, because, you know, this was again, not an easy move, but a move that we liked right here on the NASDAQ, thinking it was going to come through. Okay, there's CEI, so we're in a new position alert right now, so we'll hit the siren if you're in this trader. Sorry, that's the air horn. There's the siren right here, CEI taking out the top. We're long on this one. Let's see where it goes from here. We're long 42s.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to that XENE stock. I'm calling it Xena. I don't know. It's not Xena, but I'm calling it Xena. We did the short into 27. It went right up to that 28 level, broke the 28, reversed here at 28.30. So right exactly the same price area when 28 got taken early. Looks like that resistance. It's the trade I liked a little bit better. It's the price I like better, but it is on the run. It didn't halt. Came pretty close to it from what I can tell, but I like this one. 28 to 28.30 is new resistance on XENE. I do not want to be long this stock. That's why you're going to see me only look for the shorts. And it's not about only wanting to trade one direction. I just find I do much better trading parabolic movers if I have a little bit of a bias and they can play off of those levels. Tesla just held at 99-ish in front of that 800 level. So it looks like that's slowing down right in resistance as we expected. Man, I don't want to chase XENE here too much. I'm sitting on the offer in the quarter range here. See if I can get those shares. I'm not chasing this thing past 27.
Look at this, man. The CEI, like, I mean, it's not trying to go here, but we'll put another winner on the board for us right now as we're almost out of them all. 45s, our best out was 47 on the upside. It doesn't look like it wants to go. So instead of like, you know, worrying about where this is going, we'll take our 5 cents, or sorry, what am I long? 42s. Yeah. So most of them out between 46s and 47s, a few 45s out there, as you can see, but we'll hold out a little bit for it. It just doesn't look like it wants to go right now. So CEI, we're out of half. A little bit more than half there, as it didn't go. We're waiting for that 350, and you got to be quick on the trigger, right? I mean, and that's something that we have the ability to do. We can get in and out of these trades super quick. I just got out of 45s again there, a little bit more. Here, go. Give me some more 47s. Oh, I'm actually not even at 47. Now I'm at 49s. The next way up. Come on, give me some 49s, baby. Let's go on CEI. Hopefully, it's going to be a nice trade for you guys as well. Breaking that high. We talked about it. It's on the sticky note there. So let's go. So far, so good here on CEI. Bring us to Greensville here, guys. Merck is just more than $1 now in the money on the upside. So Merck just continues to rock and roll. But right now, you know, really the focus on CEI and AMC for me.
And here comes the test of 800 on Tesla one more time. If it cannot break the high, this is going to be a definite re-entry point for me. CEI, just to point out, I want to quickly jump over to it because this 360 from Friday, that's where it gets interesting for me. 340 has been a key level time and time again. It just last time it tried to take this out, it couldn't get past that 360. So I'm looking to see if that's going to be resistance. I just got into Xena finally. So we'll get back into this one at 27.25. I said I did not want to chase it, so I didn't chase it. I waited for that quarter range. I want to be on the bid here in front of 26 and then again in front of 25. It's been respecting these dollar levels pretty heavily, so I think I'll just go with that pattern. If that's what it wants to do, then I'm going to oblige it. Tesla just turned around again off of 800, so let's see if I can't get, like I said, sometimes I get it on the way back down instead of on the way up, but I've just added to Tesla one more time in front of those highs of the day as we go back to Brendan. What do you got?
GM and Ford just popping up almost identical here. GM trying to get back to day highs, having quite the day. 4.5% here for GM. We talked about that deal they made with former Cree, now Wolf, chip maker in the pre-market there. Ford as well, guys, with deliveries, if you remember, back to day highs.
Great, we're loving some Ford for sure. Ford, one of my most recent buys, them and Nucor recent buys, but I do like where we're going here. Wow, JP Morgan 170 right now. Wow, we talked about IBM as a place to maybe hide during this tech wreck. We put a video out on Friday, and yeah, wow, look at this. IBM up 1.3% today. Whoa, people are watching the videos, I doubt it. Wow, there goes CEI right now. Wow, yes, sir, right there. We'll rain the money down. That's not CEI, this CEI. CEI now up to 350, guys. Hell yeah, man. We're not blowing our money up. The money's blowing us up as, yeah, Boom, there it is. The cash register open right now for CEI. We'll take some out at 55. And again, like hopefully you were watching and paying attention to the early show as we talked all about CEI. I gave you my levels. We were looking for downward moves of $3. We never got those. We were actually waiting at 307. But we didn't put those out until after here, so we didn't get any chance of getting them here. I mean, if I was in a little bit earlier today, probably would have had these threes. I mean, that was a great little level there. Either way, man, nice move to the upside on CEI, but try to cash them out if you can. Merck bouncing around as well right now, so maybe we'll get out of one more piece on Merck, but I'm still trying to hold out for a little high side move here on MRK, more than we even have. And then Palantir, still, man, looking to get some out in the 50s, but maybe we got to get a little more aggressive here, 45 and then 55 on the upside. If the market rallies, I like where Palantir is now.
I see some people talking about ARQQ here, and here's the thing. Yes, okay, it's moved from 18 to 21. So big monster move on ARQQ on 150,000 shares. So if you're wondering why I'm not looking for this as like one of those parabolic move reversals, because there's just no liquidity on the stock. So it's not that there's not look, it's an interesting looking chart, and a lot of times if I saw this, I'd be looking, hey, short in front of 21, short in front of 23. But when there's no volume, I just don't see that there's a trade there. So tread cautiously on ARQQ. Volume matters, scalability matters, the spread matters. All of these things make a difference. Tesla, once again, rejecting off that 800 level. Last couple of times, I've been waiting around for 92s and 93s. One time I took some out at 96s. I'll go ahead and get some on the bid there, but it has put in a lower high for now. Tesla, of course, with the great delivery numbers, but it's rejected the top now twice. You know, if that lower high holds, it might end up breaking that low. Oh, I will say this, the market is trying desperately to hold here on both the NASDAQ, on the ES, kind of catching a little bit of a bid. Might be short-lived, though. Brendo?
Another one a little bit thinly traded today, but making moves back higher, guys. Buying on tech, BNTX. We talked about vaccine makers, 250 right here from the pre-market. So trying to get back to maybe not positive territory today, but 3% still for BNTX.
We've been taking out some CEIs here because, it's just bouncing around 50 again. So we're able to get, like I said, 52s, 51s, and we just took a 49 as well. So we're getting close to emptying out our shares here on CEI. So again, good move up. Just to let you know, we're pretty light on it right now. So watching out for that. And here goes AMC. So let's go, buddy. If AMC can get going now back to the high side, man, we've been holding out for this one. So we'll go. We'll try to rain down some money. Well, the thing about AMC is what I've noticed is you got to give it a little bit of motivation to get going. So we'll drop this down. Hopefully the apes can get going. And here we go again. So we're back to flat. Oh, just touched out 38 there and stopped. So we'll wait to see where that wants to go from here. Other than that, man, Palantir, we just took out the dime right there. So that was a good one. We'll see where we go from here. But Palantir right now back, take that dime back right there. So 80s, 55s down, average in there, take a spot. And like I said, once you start to see it sort of form these bottoms, that's where we get a little more aggressive. But again, Palantir, not going to be a winning trade unless we get back up here. So, no doubt about that. We won't celebrate too many wins on Palantir yet, hopefully. And Merck, we did empty some out again on the upside. So, everything's good on Merck so far today. I mean, great trade down at the bottom there. Lucky that we noticed that when Neil was mentioning that Merck was crashing. We went back and found some different levels that we liked, and we talked about this one, 82.80. So hey, it would have been a disaster trade if it kept falling down and we broke through 82.80, because honestly the next stop might have been like 81 and change. So lucky that, sometimes you get lucky. Obviously that's what the market is sometimes. So that's a good bid right there for us. So able to take advantage of it. So let's make sure that we do that. And then CEI not doing anything. And then ever since we celebrated AMC's move to 38 there, whoa, that's a lot of lines. Ever since we celebrated that one, I don't even have, what is that? I have that selected. I don't even know what that was. It went right up to VWAP there, so that's what we're looking at, and then it dropped completely. So not a good move there for VWAP there on AMC. Did I just get filled there? Yes. So there it is, man. A nice fill again, 53s on CEI. So we're waiting at 55, and then after that, man, nothing. So we'll see if CEI wants to take out the day's high at 55. That'll be me sitting there at 55. Let's go, CEI. Like I said, we only had about 25% of this left, so now we only have 20%. So we just took another fill. So we're going to take this to the upside, but CEI, good trade. So far, so good. AMC is really the only dog of the day here for me.
Just another reload on Tesla here. It's like it keeps on popping. I keep getting these dips in. Like I told you, the 76, the first time we took it, we covered some at 76. Then I waited around for that 92, 93 area, not 76, 96. And then this time here, when we got it in front of that 800, and then we took it out in front of 76 or 96 again, I just shorted back into this 800 level. So Tesla over and over keeps testing these highs. The longer it does this, you might actually get a breakout here. So the market has found a bit of a bid, and that might be helping Tesla out until it breaks. I'm going to continue shorting off the same level. I'm going to rinse and repeat while maintaining the core position. But at this point, if the last dip ends up being in a VWAP, that does set for a bit of a reversal play into the long side. So let's watch out for Tesla there. I am also watching out for that CEI. It's getting very close to 360. I like the short at 360 because that was a key level on Friday when it tried to break and hold above that 340 level. But Tesla, this is the one right here, testing that 803, the current high. There it goes, just actually broke. Did I get my fill? Where's my fill? Oh no, I only didn't get it all out. Come on, give me my reverse them along. There we go. Now we're reversed into the long play on Tesla. Looks like it's jailbreak time for Tesla. We're shorting it, taking some profit on the way, but it cannot be stopped. Now up 4% on Tesla. We'll see where this one does go. There's not a heck of a lot of resistance on Tesla other than this one wick you had up here to like 817. I don't know if it gets there today. It feels like the market might be a little bit weak for that, but you absolutely never know with this stock. So right now, jailbreak currently on Tesla. It just took out that 803 high. I only got 54s on there, so a little bit of slippage on the reversal.
Yeah, guys, talk about the Monday hangover blues here, because we have NIO written down here, and I have no idea how he misses. I was like, Neil's talking about Tesla. I was just going to over to NIO right here, because I mean, check this out. What we talked about right here, NIO short $35, right? And I mean that just. I mean, this almost looks like Moderna here. The $35 broke, and it just absolutely cascaded. And I don't have a trade on this name, so we didn't put the order in. It was too close to that trade near the pre-market. But from now on, man, just like that Moderna trade, I'm just gonna put the money where my mouth, or put my trades here, regardless of where they are. And if I take less shares, I take less shares. At least I can have it on. But yeah, Amir Zing, sorry guys, Dan. Thank you for all the love, first of all, in the chat. That's the first thing. But the second thing is, yeah, I just didn't notice. I've been too looking at all these other trades that we have on board right now, and didn't really notice that. So thanks for the update on that one. But we definitely missed that NIO trade, and I'm just actually looking at it now because Neil was mentioning Tesla. So it's like my bad on everything right there for that. So yeah, missed that opportunity. Sorry about that, guys. But one thing that we're not missing right now is we're trying to have some diamond hands as Palantir goes right back up to 50. So these are the levels that we are actually looking for to get some out. You can see here on the 1 minute chart, I'm sure your Tesla's rocking. The Nasdaq's starting to rock as well right now. So I don't know. We'll see. There it is. Nice win there. So yes, sir. We'll take that off as the bulls kicking right now in Palantir. A nice win back to the upside. We just need AMC to go, man, and this day will be rocking. So far so good here. Let's go AMC, guys.
And another wick high here on, not wick off high, but a wick high on XENE, right at that 28 level. It rejects hard. I keep missing a chance to actually short off of this 28 because it goes up quickly and then slams back into the downside, and I short the consolidation. So the same thing has happened again. If it does make another push up to 28, I'm going to look to see if I can't get a little more aggressive trying to short these prices. But XENE showing a lot of signs that if it takes out 2680, it's flushing right into that bottom. And you kind of know where the top is going to be. Like I said, 28 to 2830. That 2830 looks like an absolute wall on XENE. And if it breaks that, I really do think it's likely to halt. Until then, we're going to send you to Brendan. It's 10 o'clock, already time for Happening Now.
Hey guys, let's have a look at North American markets here. As we were saying, a little bit of a negative start to the week in the pre-market this morning. We're seeing some follow through, obviously, on the NASDAQ here, leading for tech stocks to the downside, 1.3, 1.25 for the 100 and the composite. Hey, the Dow is positive, so there's that. The S&P 500, 0.4 to the downside, but overall, negativity throughout the market so far today. We had Alibaba on the list today, Mizuho with a price target cut, becoming the latest to turn my TV off, but also lower their price target on BABA, now 3%, hovering right at day lows, so a nice flush off the open there if you caught that for Alibaba, 3% as we said. Delta, on the other hand, another one we were talking about, not doing a heck of a lot, just kind of chopping around within its own range, guys, but overall, airline's still kind of positive.
All right, so
Right, airline.
you know, decent amount of shares, decent amount of outs right here on CEI. Is it? Yeah, right now, Neil, right at that 360. So alert to that. You know, you're right up to 360. We're
I got
almost
57 with a 3-cent stop.
good. Yeah, no, that's fine. Just letting you know in case it didn't fill. We're right up there at 360. So we're out already right there. You just heard Neil under his breath, so I'll just tell you what his plan was. Short with, I guess, 61, I guess, was his breaking spot.
Yep.
So we'll see. You know, makes sense. We're going to the upside here. You know, my stop would have been a little bit lower, but again, when you're playing sort of shorts on the stock that's going up 10%, you know, watch out for your kill zone. So here we go. Nice little move up on CEI. Merck fading back in a little bit. So we're, you know, Merck's going to be a nicely positive stock for us today. So we came flying in on this one. And, you know, again, it's just because of that sort of hero average in. There's no doubt about that. What is coming out with a crash landing right now is AMC as it continues to move to the downside. So this is going to be the one stock that we have that's pretty negative for us here today. You know, never a good sign when I can't get out. So we couldn't get out. We saw it going there. We tried to motivate it to go through 38. That didn't work out. So right now, you know, a negative name on board for me is going to be AMC. And if it breaks through this 37, man, then we gone. I thought I already had an order to get out. Yeah, 37. So, you know, our first spot here was 37.60. First spot was 37.50 on the break. We probably should have got out of it all. It bounced back up. We saved some pennies there. I got out at 60, so we saved a dime piece. And then we could have got them all out for basically flat. And we didn't do it. So that one, obviously, I mean, I'm fully responsible for everything I do, but that one, again, there, we're just getting a little greedy. Thought AMC would want to ride there, but it doesn't want to. So down to 37. We're going to get out on a 37 break, and that is what that is, man. Amazon, Facebook, Google just got outperform ratings. Yeah, I don't know. I missed what that was there, Fred. But they will
give me a
outperform
break.
the market. You just got to find the bottom first.
I knew this was going to happen.
What was that?
Oh, yeah. No, I just got a... Yeah, I got wicked out of this Tesla trade here. No, I shouldn't say wicked out. Keystroked out of that Tesla trade because I know I was putting a stop order, a trailing stop in, and ended up punching out of it. So it's, I mean, I shouldn't only be taking $1 winner on that. That was not the intention for that breakout trade, and it has actually held that high. But I don't want to punch back in at 805. I'm going to look for something on any kind of a dip to get back into Tesla. I do still think the momentum is to the upside. I didn't think it would happen this quickly, but Brendan was literally mentioning the airline names, and Southwest comes right back to my 55, which is crazy, right back to that 55.25. So I'm now reloaded in Southwest. That happened rather quickly. That is a big pullback, still putting a lower high in, but this market starting to get a little bit weak. So we'll take advantage of the fact that it gave us a good dip buy here. It was good before. We'll see if that happens again. I'm already starting to cover CEI, and remember, this is a style of trade thing. Short in front of 60s at 57. Look, I'm going to start taking it every single time at like 5 cents and 5 to 10 cents. I want to take that profit. If I'm only risking 3 or 4, it's the style of trade that is. Brendo?
Yeah, a little bit weak on a couple of numbers there at 10 o'clock, guys. Factory orders for August, 1.2% versus 1 expected. Also, durable goods was in line, only in line, 1.8 revised for August. So seems to be the push lower there for the market.
All right. We have a new position alert, so we'll hit the new position alert here, and it's going to. I'm just looking at CEI here. As I said, we're basically out of that. That was a good call at 360. Here we go. So CCL is a new position alert right now, so we'll hit that. We're long through $26 here, so we'll see, man. If the market does want to rebound here, we'll see if it does or not. But right now, CCL made a bottom there. Some of these levels that we were talking about earlier, 25.60. I mean, again, so what's the bottom today here on CCL? Can you guys see that? 25, what does that say? 25.61, right? Again, man, another one that we missed here off of our sticky note, because if you look at this, I'm just looking at it now because I was confirming what I'd written down here. But look at this, CCL, it's right in here. 25.60 bottom, 25.60 long. So we missed that again, but there it is right there. Please, guys, follow the sticky note if you can, and that way you can yell at me when certain prices hit certain levels, but that went right down to the penny on that bottom call. So, hey, that was a good one there, and we missed it as well, just like we missed that NEO trade. So we'll take CCL now. We'll see if it can spike up a little bit on some of this maybe bottoming in the NASDAQ. And I know CCL doesn't really give two craps about the NASDAQ, but, hopefully that can spark the market. So that's really what we're looking for. Let's see if CCL can put in some work here, guys.
Yeah, and this CEI has been putting in work all morning long, but there's definitely somebody putting work in at 350. So I will again take profit in front of it. It's going to be a scalp trade, and it almost always is in front of a level like that. Round number. It does stand out on the daily, and yes, CEI has has already had that capitulation flush, but that was at like $5, guys. So it had a second one here at $4. This is pretty shallow in its recovery, and you can look at how good support 3 has been, right? So I don't know that you're going to get another massive flush like you had last week off of a level like this. That's why I'm scalping it. Certainly it could happen, but I'm not betting on it in this particular time. I got the reload on Southwest. I've yet to take any shares off on this reload. I'm looking up around that previous I guess pre-market high, which is at 55.65, right at VWAP. If it gets in there, I'll definitely trim some off here. And I do like buying the dips, at least in this name. It feels pretty comfortable on Southwest. Facebook, I mean, that's going to be the one that got away this morning. I mean, I don't know. I really didn't think it was going to be that. I just didn't think it was going to be that crazy off of the open at 338, nor give you that break at 338 that early in the pre-market. I was not prepared for the idea of taking that trade, despite thinking that it was a big support level. And Facebook is trying to hold that 330. So it's broken a couple of times and held just above it. This could be the start of bottom picking on Facebook, which was good last week, bottom picking on Facebook. Might try it again here off this lower high. Brendan?
Just reading about Owlet. Owlet Incorporated, HaltFest so far this morning. I'll show you the stock in a second here, but a warning letter here from the FDA talking about their Smart Sock product, which is used in blood oxygen saturation levels for surgeries, apparently. So OWLT, this is a recent SPAC conversion, FYI. Halts down first, then up twice. So pretty volatile here for OWLT.
Yes, smart socks there. I mean, everything pretty soon eventually. I mean, I like that idea, actually.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for people there, with the blood flow and things like that. So that's a good, I mean, I like that name for sure. So we'll look at that one as well. Smile Direct right now. What I want to get at, Smile Direct is a New York stock, right? So is it NYC? No, it's NYC, or sorry, it's NASDAQ. Okay, Smile Direct right now, back up to 5. I thought we were going to get close to $6 there. Sorry, $5 on the low side. Doesn't look like we touched that, but Smile Direct straight to the downside. They're not looking too smilish right now for that name, but Merck starting to go back up. Palantir, CCI. Did AMC dip down? Yeah, so it still dropped 37. Looking at this level, maybe 37.25 as a long. Let's not miss that. We do want to try to take that. So AMC as a long through 37.25. We'll try it one more time and see if it can hold. It's really my only negative stock today. I mean, we are going to be red on Palantir, position pending on that one. Okay, this is what I want to get to. Look at Ethereum, guys, right now. So Ethereum, what is this, a 1 minute chart? We have to, come on, get over. There it is. So a nice move up all day here. I mean, it's just gradual, but it's just starting to ramp up right now. So not sure what's going on here, but you can see Ethereum from 33.50 up to 34.25. Just a matter of seconds there. 3,300 the bottom there on ETH. So it's starting to move, and Bitcoin's back above 48 right now. So that's, not horrible. We can watch out for some Mara. There was some news about Mara today. I believe something about 12,000 more Bitcoins or something like that. Maybe Brennan, I think maybe it was on our list or maybe it wasn't. But I thought I saw some stories come through. But look at Bitcoin there, 48 up to 49 almost, 48.50 there. So a couple moves here happening in the crypto universe there. Shiba Inu there, we'll say Inu. Shiba Inu, we talked about that earlier. That was a flyer that I had, and all of a sudden I'm in the money 30% on that one, but I only have a couple $100 in that. What's up, Brendan?
Yeah, it was just their Q3 numbers, so they updated their mining numbers. Marathon, I'm speaking of, their mining numbers for Q3. 1,252.4 new minted Bitcoins in Q3 for Mara.
Did you say 1,200?
1,252.
Wow, my memory is, thank you, Brendan. Yeah, my memory's a little better than I thought there. That's why I said, I thought it was 1,200 something. So good list there. And we'll see here as AMC trying to get back off the schneid there. And there goes CEI trying to make moves to the high side as well. So lots of stuff happening today, which is good.
It's a Monday, and wow, good timing there. Got really fortunate. I mean, I was right at VWAP on that LUV, so fortunate enough to be able to take some profit out because it's coming right back down again. Looks like we might be buying the dip. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and walk a little further back. Maybe buy in front of like a 55 even, or at least a little closer to it. Some weakness coming into this name, and I just want to make sure that we get a good price if it's going to dip further. CEI, I mean, I only end up taking about half of it out here. Just shy of half, so like 60% of it out at this particular time, and it's retesting that 360. And this is why. Like, you take that one counter trend, and if it holds up here, it probably, I don't know, I'm kind of saying to myself I should have added back in, but I don't like the fact that it couldn't press down below that 50 level. If it had maybe tested a little bit lower, filled me a couple more times there, showing some signs of weakness, I'd be a little bit quicker to reload on this position. But as such, I'll just hold on to what I have in CEI, and if 360 holds, we'll take a bunch out in front of VWAP. And that 340 level is a key one, so trading inside of the range makes a heck of a lot of sense to me. Trading inside of the range, I did not expect. I finally got some more shares as XENE when it made another test of that 28 and failed, but it keeps holding this 26.80 to 27 area. Now, when this goes, to me, there's no point bidding in front of it. It breaks this level, it's going to crash $1 down in my estimation. So if I'm going to risk it to 28.40, then I want this thing breaking and falling apart, and I take advantage of that, or it's just going to stop me out at that 28.40 level. It's very binary at this particular point. CEI about to test that top, guys. For me, wow, give me a break. Someone keeps marketing this thing, who gets up to like 58, 59. The reason I said wow there is someone just immediately marketed down a couple of pennies there when it touched 59, and they just sold it down to 55. If that happens again, kind of feel like someone's taking a bunch of profit off in front of you here. I could be wrong, but I saw it on the corner of my eye because I had the level 2 up there. Let's see what happens if it tests this 59 area one more time. But like, this was pretty crazy. Like, it goes up here, then comes down a couple of pennies. 60, clearly a big time level on CEI. And I think there's some smooth sailing on this stock from 360 into about that $4 range. So if you like the long on this name, I'll be waiting to short it again at $4 because that's the way I like to play. But CEI looking like it's going to take that level. Whoever was dumping it just now, 59 to 56, might be done with that because they're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, CEI, good trade, man. 20 plus pennies right there for us, and good analysis there. So we're going to hold out. So we just got out, just to let you know, we got out, another piece right there at 58 when it did take out the high. And right now, there it goes, man. I mean, boom, CEI, there it goes. Boom goes the dynamite on that one. But again, I don't know. It's giving you lots of opportunities, and I think that's the main thing. You could have won like Neil did there partly on the short, and then you get out, and it's just one of those trades, right? So I will wait on that one. I did put a bid into Facebook to get longer in my own account at 325. That didn't happen yet. We put that in there, so for compliance there, you can know that's where we put it in. We'll wait to see. We did take that CCL. Moderna popping back up there. So we'll take that here off that 330. We're going to give it again up to here about 335 or so. This bottom, we'll give that the $5 that we already made on it. We'll see if we can give it back. But right now it's going $1 in the money on that one. So we did talk about defending that 330. So there it is. It runs right into us, and we grab that short now in the money about $1.50 again on this name. So a good trade there. And then by the way, AMC, it took out that level, man. We thought it could go for a run. It went up like 5 cents and then crashed to the bottoms again. So we'll take one more shot at it here and then just give it like to 36.75 or so. A big time move down in AMC, man. This, again, we've been trying for you guys, and there it is. We messed up one more time on this. So it's going to be really, my only red stock today is going to be this one, AMC, as it looks like it's going to get taken out right now at these bottoms. So bye-bye to AMC, man. We tried it one more time, and it just didn't work. But look at this trade right now. Hit the air horn alert for this one, as Moderna right now, another one going to the downside here. Let's take this off, man. $3 in the money? Hell yeah, on Moderna. What's up, Brendan?
Notice this Wolf we mentioned, formerly Cree, now Wolf in New York, guys, straight to the downside since opening. It actually was very volatile, it would appear, at the open, but straight southbound for formerly Cree, now Wolf, guys.
Yeah.
They're the ones with the GM deal there. And the XENE just finally broke down. And when it did, I saw the floodgates open at that 27, actually added to the position. That's why I'll take some shares off. I actually put a bid for 50 cents. That was more of a breakdown trade. So I still have the core position on the consolidation and my bids in front of and behind 26, and then still have some in front of 25. But I did take some just for the quick 50-cent scalp. That's almost like a separate trade at that particular point. It is now continuing to flush. I still think this stock could halt at some point, but it's shown a lot of liquidity so far. So I'm just going to stick my bids in there. We're good to go on that one. Southwest, like I said, I got some out, and I'm waiting patiently to get back in. OPGN. By the way, yeah, this one's going down, so it's looking like it's going to actually work. OPGN, Pop back into VWAP. I didn't get any more shares. I want to try to be shorting this one, as it looks like it's just one of those slow, nice, easy downtrends that I should be more actively trading. And someone said CEI is a scalper's dream. I think it is. I stopped out on the 360 break. It got to like 67, so it looks like when that kind of reversal happens, part of it is people taking that break at 60 with size, getting 61, 62s, and then just getting out for like 3 or 4 cents profit. And that causes some of that little quick pullback that you're seeing there. If you're wondering why a stock's so strong, doesn't follow through on a big level like that, it's because there's a lot of day traders that are probably running to the exits on that short-term trade, and that's what they're looking to do, guys. I think that's probably going to have more resistance at $4, but if that was a failed breakout, there might be some people that took size that are catching the bag hold, in which case look back to that 340 as a key price on a bit of a dip. I was only shorting it because I like that quick little scalp trade, and I'm otherwise waiting for the bigger levels to come. Finally, waited all morning for this XENE to do the flush, and we had to try it twice. Now it looks like the move is coming in here. I have one more bid in front of this 26, and then everything is in front of this low here. I do want to hold on to at least a quarter of this position in case 25 breaks. It was a $15 stock, and if, oh, give me a break, come on chart. It was a $15 stock, and if it attempts to fill in some of this gap, I love playing inside the range, but if you can hold on a flush through 25 and this stock were to halt, I want to take advantage of that if I can.
Yeah, we're same thing too. I mean, we're always looking to take advantage of something here. And for today, falling stock prices. Like I was just looking. You might have heard me under my breath. Like every single stock is basically at. I mean, all these growth names, including some of these marijuana names, are just at 52-week lows and just continue to get absolutely murdered. Stocks like Paysafe, stocks like DraftKings. Stocks, anything. I was just looking at the list here. Rocket Groups, Rocket Mortgage Company, Alibaba down 3% today. Tilray down 3%. Weed down 3%. Snapchat down. Facebook down. PayPal down 4%. Square down. Clover down. Clover, guys. Clover. Like again, am I talking up my book or just showing you guys the destruction here? I've just recently bought Clover again. You heard me say that last week. $7.80, $7.90. I don't remember the price we bought that. And I actually hold Clover options, $8-9. Yeah, as if like that's coming through. Anything on the short side, you would have been cash money. And all these names, like looking at new bottoms here. Clover, one of them. We talked about Paysafe as well. Facebook at that 330 right now. AMD at $100.
How do you say that?
Roku. I mean, yeah, look at Roku.
No, I said it's funny you say that because I just got the Facebook long trying to bottom pick there. I only said Snapchat there because when I looked at my board, I'm seeing down 5.5%.
Yeah.
And like there's a few things that are in tech that are worse than that, but that one stood out to me a little bit. But I just got the Facebook long, and the time that I got it, it's like, as we're going through all the names that are getting wrecked, Facebook makes another test of this low, and it's going to happen right here. You got a 329.5. I'm going to let it test out this 329.5. If it can hold the dollar below that, then it might be worth an ad. But I mean, it's not been my best day because I probably got way too greedy. I went to the well like 5 times on the Tesla short. And I had many times where I could have taken it off and just been profitable on Tesla. I decided 5 times to go into it and then got out of the long too early. That went to 807. It's even coming back in here. So yeah. I don't want to dig too deep on picking up these tech names, but I am now in Facebook at 330.25. If it holds a low, fantastic. We're now 1.5 down on the NASDAQ. It's still only 1.5%. But remember, Facebook, 3.8%. Snapchat, 5.5%. There are some names which are showing some relative weakness. I want to see if they can't also bounce first, although you won't see me jumping in the Snapchat long. I checked. I didn't see a level I liked.
Man, thank God we have a decent amount of our capital in cryptocurrencies, right? Like, who would have thought people would have said that as the market crashing down and crypto's making new highs? So, hell yeah on that one. Look at this, man. I mean, the one idea that we had lots of ideas today, but NIO, man, that short at 35, I mean... Yeah, and it was even brought to our attention, or my attention again here at 35.20 or so. So thank you to you guys for all of that love. But it just keeps on crashing, man. NIO. I don't know where you buy any of these names, man. We stopped before Neil was talking there. While I was talking, and then you went over Facebook, which was good. Look at Roku. Just wow, Roku today down $20, like straight to the downside. Again, getting near levels like. ARK or not, like, come on, Kathy, like, where are you buying these names? She's been buying Roku as far as I know anyways, and like right now, you're down to these horrible lows, like back down to March of 2021. Like, bad. And then back again to the crash in May. So does Roku, ever since this top tick up here near $5 you don't even see, you get one green day there, another green day here, 3 there, and then just, wow, Roku. If you're looking at trying to pick up some kind of valuation somewhere, I know Roku's still super expensive at these levels, but wow, some of these names just getting absolutely destroyed. Wow, glad to be in some cash, but definitely not in enough as the market just keeps on cracking here. But over there at the big screen, there's always small cap stocks that are moving around both to the long and to the short. So let's go over small cap recap right here with Mr. Wickens.
Hey guys, yeah, a bit of a strange kind of day in small cap world. I will explain. I wasn't overly confident with really anything this morning, but I'll show you a few here. Jasper, JSPR, former SPAC conversion. Remember, AMGN came out, said they have a 7.5, I think, % stake in this company. That seemed to be the only reason this was up today. 11% still, but we're $2 off of this level, which was 12. So support, breaks, tested it a couple times. It gave you a shot to be short with 20, 30 cents risk and make $2 now to the downside. XENE, I stood here just before the open and said, I don't really know what to do with this because it's in all-time high territory. We talked about 28 and then 29 above that. Came up here and failed a couple of times, so I took a shot teeny tiny at 28 down to day lows once again for XENE. Volume dying out on that one though, so be careful with that. It might just start to grind. OPGN, the other one, this one I liked a little bit better. I got stopped at a couple of times, so took 2 shots at this, but gave you a nice little trade as well, but nothing terribly exciting today, guys, for small cap recap. Back to you.
U.S. Well Services here up 21%. I see you guys in the chat talking about it, so we'll get over to it. Brendan just went over XENE, so you just saw it's bouncing off that 26 again. I'm staying net short that stock as long as we hold below 27, 28 area. But U.S. Well Services just went semi-parabolic on volume. It just stalled out at 320 exactly. I was kind of looking, as the move was happening, I was saying to myself, oh my goodness, it gets anywhere close. This is a daily chart up now. If it gets anywhere close to that 350, that's going to be a fade that a lot of people are going to take. But a bit of a break forming. Couldn't even get past those quarters and a bit of a reversal happening just now. That Facebook it's holding for now, but this is on the 15 minutes. That 338 looks pretty good now. That's like a $10 later. Who cares? 330 trying to hold up. We're now 1.6 on the NASDAQ. And this is extending to the ES. ES now down 0.8%. So even Southwest, which had been showing all kinds of relative strength and was the only long that kind of worked out pretty well. It's retesting those lows. I'm going to draw back my bid another time here on the current weakness that we're seeing and allow it to test the bottom. And if it bounces off the low, then I will add back into these shares. But this is not a point that I want to necessarily be digging in. I just bottom picked on Facebook as well. And I do like where Southwest is going. It's got the relative strength, but you can be patient at these particular times, so I want to stick with that. XENE, which I am still in the short position of, is bouncing around this 26, but as long as it wants to hold that 27 in the 28.40 area, then I still think it can take out that bottom. I'm in front of the 25 bid on the off chance that it goes down there and wants to give me a fill. I will not reload unless it's around VWAP. And one that we are, I don't know, I kind of feel like OPGN is going to be the missed opportunity for me because it's really, really calmly sliding into the downside. And I have not added a single share to my initial position on that 930 rollover play. So it popped at 930. We shorted it on the pop, which is that setup. But then it gave you another chance to get in. It gave you a shot just in front of VWAP. And I've done neither at this particular point watching some of these big tech names. And I mentioned Snapchat without showing you guys. And again, like he's not saying, I'm sure maybe there's other names that are this weak, but Snapchat looking very, very weak here and approaching on the daily chart. These levels here at $70, it's dipped down many times. It's also a previous breakout price. It's dipped down a few times here and bounced off of it. It looks like it's about to put that 70 level to the test. It's already broken last week's lows. So 70 would be the only spot. So if this drops another $1 and the market tries to bottom out, Snapchat on the radar. This is a multi-day over the last few weeks, that 70 level on Snapchat. So that gets tested. That could be worth a bit of a dip buy. I'm sure there are other charts that look like that, but Snapchat's the one that caught my attention a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, lots of charts looking nasty today, needless to say here, as we're getting ready to rock and roll. Yeah, someone asked about Palantir. Yeah, Palantir came out on that 320 break, right? It goes down to 2307. This is getting very close, like we keep saying, or like I keep saying, anyways. Getting very, very close to trying to buy something here on Palantir for the long run. But thank God we're able to get some of those out. Real time wick right there, up to 2354. So we were able to get that out, which was good for that. Needless to say, we did bottom pick some CCLs right here. We'll see if it can come through. It does go in the money about 10 cents for us, but our average price is 85, so we didn't take it. Okay, we'll wait to see if it can come up. But right now, it looks like we're right on those bottoms. We talked about missing CCL earlier at 25.60, so we'll take it again. It's right in here at these bottoms that we like. So we'll see if it can hold out. I don't know if it can. The market's been pretty nasty today. S&P down 0.8, NASDAQ down 0.164, and at its bottoms right here. So the NASDAQ not getting any healthier as it's just tick, tick, tick to the downside. We talked about that. I mean, I guess, I called 4,100 on the S&P 500. It's 4,300 right now. So, I mean, we gave back 50 points right now today. So there's a little bit more room to go down here. We're getting close to getting ready to buy some of these names. And I know, Neil, you're in that Facebook. I'm waiting for three. So it's still bouncing around right here. We'll wait to see what it does. That's still the daily chart. Yeah, it's trying. That's why I don't mind it, though, because, we'll see if it can hold. You're already in it. So I'll let you talk about that because you probably will. Microsoft is again right near some of these bottoms again. But look at this, man. If we really think that something's going to pop right here, this is kind of the level that we looked at Softy before on Friday when it was at these levels and it was 285. This time it's 283.50 or so. So, a break to the high side right there. Maybe we just got to swoosh in the NASDAQ. So we're going to take this and just take a risk on this. 283.70 or so on a break for Microsoft. We'll try it to the long side. But, man, this market is sick. So if we don't get it, we don't get it. And I'm fine by that. But that's going to be worth it for me to the upside. We are trying to hold out on CCL. But, again, CCL breaks the 50 mark, we're gone. So CCL breaks 25.50, we're gone on this one. It's amazing that we're still green today, considering we haven't had too many shorts other than Moderna, which, we cashed out of that one too. So we cashed out only $5 there, and we cashed out $2.50 there. Probably should have held that, as that never came into risk. But there goes Moderna. Damn it, we still should be short that one, but we're not. There goes Moderna and Merck. So Moderna's short, worked out for us. Probably could be the trade of the day there. And then Merck bouncing off some of these bottoms and now trying to get back up. So we'll watch out. Short Moderna, long Merck. I do like how that sounds.
So we're going to get to the SPDI in a quick second, but I will say this. For now, 29 is holding on Facebook, and I say for now because it feels like it's going to go. That's where my stop is going to be. This SPDI is continuing its run here, and it's a 52-week high break that you're going to see, so there's really no levels to work off of on SPDI that I can see, although it is showing some signs of slowing down up here in the 15 level. I would have thought maybe 225 because, hey, man, it's just those quarters, but I'm not really seeing anything too obvious. CEI, that 360 really rejected. So, look, I stopped out. It was a scalp trade. But now that it's given one of these volume flushes, remember what happened last time it flushed on volume? It was a sell for the rest of the day. Well, now that I see that happen on a 360 rejection, that's a big level. I thought 340 could hold in that flush down. It's trying to put in the hold now, but this stock is now going to be short every single pop off of the current high of the day, which is at 367. So CEI showing some real signs of weakness once again after making a bit of a high. Brendo.
Guys, in 15 minutes, stick around. Make sure you stick around because this is really interesting. Cavu Mining coming through to tell us they have news today. In fact, more drilling results out today. CAVU, primary listing here in Canada. Check them out. Dr. Jaap Verbaas going to tell us a little bit about a couple of news stories they've had out over the past week and a half or so. So stick around for that coming up again in 15 minutes. Before we go any further, let's get a check on how things in Europe are doing. Miss V, what's up?
Hey, Brandon, European markets are positive. Airlines, including Ryanair and Wizz Air, are trading higher after reports that the UK will open up more countries for hotel quarantine-free travel later this week. Back to you.
Yeah, airlines strong over in Europe, guys. Airlines, yeah, they're okay here as well.
So I just sort of said this under my breath there, and I know better than this. CEI is short sell restricted, and I should know that. At least I think it is, because I'm going to drop that 10%. Of course, it also applies to the next day, so you can't hit the bid. But I just got some CEI here. It just did another flush through 340 and then get a wick bottom down to 335. So I'm now shorting this consolidation. I'll probably only give this like a few shekels, a few pennies up in here to like that 45, 46, and then retest every single pop. But this is one of those, after what happened on, it wasn't Friday, sorry. After what happened in midweek, it was like 29th. So I guess that was on Wednesday. you kind of want to, when it shows this kind of weakness, you almost want to be sitting in every single pop. And I remember when it gave that consolidation around that $4 level, and I wasn't in that position, I wasn't able to get that reload. It was a big missed opportunity. So I now want to sort of sit in the short, if I can, on every single consolidation with relatively tight stops in CEI, just in case it does those capitulation flushes. Speaking of capitulation flushes, one might be happening on Facebook, is seconds away from breaking 29, in which case I will be out of it. XENE is looking like it's about to take this fresh low at 25.77. It did put in a bottom in front of 25. That is where my bid is going to be. Then I'm holding out for the absolute dump. But out goes Facebook. I don't know if I want to bottom pick that stock again. It worked on Friday, but patience was certainly a virtue, and it was relatively strong at the time that I did the dip buy. In this case, it's falling like an absolute rock. So might not double dip back into Facebook on the long side of the trade. And I have to wait for it. At least Southwest is holding up, but again, completely different sector, right? Like the travel names show some relative strength, so it's holding the bottoms here. I didn't reload at 55, but the fact that it's trying to get a little bit of a bounce with the ES still falling tells me that when the market turns, this might be the place that you want to be. But I'm not doubling down on it just yet, because the ES, speaking of, just crossed the 1% mark into the downside. So that's not the time to reload. We can be patient with that. It's only 10:30. Plenty of day left to try to buy the dip on the day trade for Southwest.
Yeah, for sure. We're just really just chilling out right now, watching this market. I mean, I wish there was a few more plays. There goes CEI back to the upside. Merck right now, we're still in the money, 39 cents, but again, you know, why are we even holding on to these things if the market's doing what it's doing right now? I mean, this is just disgusting to the downside there, man. And this is exactly what we talked about. I was waiting for this day to happen. I just got to find out exactly where we're going to be trying to buy things now, because this is a big flush, man. And you already got my Facebook bid ready to go as well. But try to pick up something else with some value. I like Eli Lilly. I like it. There's a lot of names I like, but again, in the shopping, what are you supposed to do there? CEI will take a little small short here ahead of 50 again, but it looks like we might have just broken out there. So we'll take a short on that one. CEI has been one of my top stocks today as it mooned early, and yeah, all the way up to 65 there. But now we'll take another short, see if we can get it back here into VWAP or so, 42, 43 out on that one. Hopefully that can come through very, very soon. And if it does, then yahoo on that one right now. XOM, AMPY. Yeah, Neil was in that one. I haven't traded AMPY yet, so I don't really know anything about what's happening there. XOM 61.50. We love oil names into this. I mean, anything that dips down, if we can get oil at a decent price, definitely going to be worth that on here. So watch out for that. I like Chevron a little bit better, but Brendan's got something. What's up, bud?
Another one on the ugly list, guys. Apologies if you mentioned this one, but Square, wow, 5.5%. Just had a day low alert on volume there for Square.
Yeah, and speaking of that AMPY, that's another name for you there. So I thought Snapchat was about the worst, but Square pretty much exactly the same, that 5.5%. The AMPY, I've taken a couple of cracks at it, and I don't want to be long the stock. And when it's news like this, with the oil spill, I tend to only play in one direction. It is finally now coming to another actionable level. I've sat it out since that 325 area. We had a relatively tight stop, only a couple of pennies, but now it's getting right back into previous support. And previous support on this stock is right at this 360 level into about 370. You will notice, I'll zoom in so you can kind of see here, you will notice on the way down, it stalled out 370 to 380. So AMP starting to slow down just a little bit, Southwest starting to slow down. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable about maybe now attacking Southwest because we just went from remember I said we went 1% down on the ES? It's now 1.25 on the ES, and this is what Southwest did. Like it barely moved here, so I think the relative strength is there. I'll stick in front of this 55 level and then reload on this position. It's the one long, which has been working out pretty successfully. I did accidentally get out of a Tesla long, but that is what it is. I'm going to get into Southwest one more time in front of 55 because it's at least showing continued signs of relative strength, and not a heck of a lot that I'm watching is showing the same thing.
Yeah, almost not anything that I'm seeing is showing strength right now. Yeah, CEI, we're still on that one. Oh, I wanted to bring everyone's attention to Peloton. You want to talk about something that's maybe getting cracked as well? How about Peloton right now? As that's, $82 again, another big time low here coming through on Peloton. So you may want to watch out for that as well, as that's starting to move to the low side here. So Peloton, even on a daily chart, I mean, starting to break down to some of these lows that we haven't seen in a while. So watch out there for anybody on Peloton. Looks like it's trying to make new lows into this. Oops, you can't see the price. Into this 75 area here that we've held before. So 75s are good levels, man. I like to play those, especially if you are going to hold. You play the quarters, things like that. So right now, Peloton looking like it wants to hold, looking like it's at some levels of concern. So again, another name to possibly pick up on weakness. What about Peloton right there, looking to make lows right now? So I don't know. I don't know where to hide. You talked about Square is down 6%, Snap down 6%, Roku down 6% as I'm looking Twitter. What about Twitter, man? Didn't Kathy Wood?
Twitter's got to be.
Yeah, didn't Miss Wood there, Brendan, talk about buying Twitter not too long ago? We had that story that flipped the wrong way, remember? And now, that doesn't look so good. That was just like last week up here. We're talking about that. So, that's all the way to the downside. It might be time, if you believe in Miss Wood there, to pick up some ARK, because a lot of these names that she's hunting are getting crushed. So, interested to see on that valuation. ARKK, I believe that's NYC American. 106 right now. See ya, adios on ARK right now. When this loads up, you'll be able to see how bad this is going for them. But not a good day here for ARK today as well, down 4%. You can see we've already cracked well low here, back to these May lows that we talked about incoming for ARK. But not a bad opportunity here if you're looking to put some money somewhere. I don't mind buying this name because it does have the Palantirs, UiPaths, Rokus, Twitters, Teslas, all that of the world. So hey, ARK at some key levels as well. What's up, B?
I was reading over the weekend, guys, on that ARK. This is still Square, obviously, but on ARK, worst quarter. Q3 was the worst quarter since 2008 for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're down 5% in
That'll
September,
do it.
right?
So a couple of things here. Goldman asking what level I'm a Square buyer. My issue with Square, and it's not really too much of an issue with it. And apologies, I'm looking at Danaher here because that's what I'm looking to pick up in the healthcare space, and not showing relative signs of weakness. But the problem with Square for me is when you already, I own Square and I own some Coinbase and I'm looking to actually get more into some of the traditional financials at this point. And until I find a place to get into some of those, I'd be waiting on the Square. I think you can wait a little bit deeper than this, especially given the fact that, look, we haven't even had some of the numbers that are going to come through this week. This is on speculation, like I was saying in the beginning of the show, that maybe they taper faster than expected and you get some more downside in here. But none of that even came into fruition. We're selling off here without even any of that happening, and you're already breaking some key levels on Square. I mean, the support on Square is 10% down from here, right? So, I'm talking like 200, 190. I would heavily anticipate that I'm probably buying other financials before this. I'm probably buying Silvergate before this. I don't know about Lemonade because that thing's probably in the tank, as I'll probably look at that a little bit later on. But I don't think I'm going to be getting more Square until we at least make another leg down here. If it holds 220, great, fantastic. But it's not at the front of my list of things to currently buy. I did by the way, I got into that AMPY. It is still consolidating. I like 360, but it started consolidating at 350. I dipped into that one a little bit there. And then CEI, just because only 20 minutes left here, guys, until we send you guys to Memes and Movers. And of course, we have a fantastic interview. But as we mentioned, I kind of want to be sitting in consolidations of CEI after what happened last week. It just managed to hold that 350, in which case I added to the position. And again, just going to be sitting in this. I'll have relatively tight stops on it, but if this capitulate flushes, I'm not even bidding. I want to see it flush and then jump on the bid in that panic as opposed to getting caught, because that's what happened to me in PALT. Look, when PALT did its capitulation flush, it was much like CEI's, and I got stung by sitting on the bid shallow into the move, and then it dropped like $1. So if CEI wants to put in a big flush, I'll be on the bid after I see that big, panic wick down or whatever you want to call it. If the bottom drops out, then I'll start getting bids out. Not just going to sit there when I think it could, fall like a rock.
Yeah, CEI was another great trade for me as well. We'll look at Affirm in a minute, but there's CEI, guys. We just shorted 47s. You saw that, so there's the 47 short, and there's the out right there, 43 or 42. So a nice little 5-cent win there. Small stock, but we'll take it. Just back and forth here. CEI is actually. No, that's a lie. Moderna is my number one stock, but CEI is close. So we'll watch out for that one as that's still starting to go. CCL comes out as well as that hits bottoms. But look at Affirm, man. Affirm down 8% today and just getting destroyed. You want to talk about some names that are getting woodshedded today. Affirm hugely down and into some nice support levels here of 106, 105. So that may be a name to get your shopping list out on as well, but there's just so many of them. And with that being said, man, that's a red board, but I hate to say that we told you so, but I wasn't buying until the first week in October. That may not be till Friday though, looking at this. What's up, Red?
Hey guys, yeah, pretty negative. I was just having a look to see what is up, to be honest. Tesla, GM, Ford, 2.5 right across the board for the automakers today. Energy stocks, nicely positive as well with crude oil, as we said, and the utilities group. Outside of that, we just talked about a few of these. Twitter, Facebook, Match, Google down 3% today. Having quite the day to the downside. Consumer discretionary stocks among the leaders in negative territory. All the retailers very, very negative as well. Right, anywhere from 2 to kind of 4% here for Etsy, leading the way. The gaming names, some of the hotels, casinos, all back in negative territory after starting the day positively, as we said in the pre-market if you joined us early on. Industrials are weak. Healthcare week, even the tech group, in fact, leading the way. But there's Moderna leading the way, 4.4%, CRL, ILMN in the pharmaceutical space. Healthcare equipment makers as well, all about 2.5 to 3.5% to the downside today. Hardware equipment makers followed by the software names, then the semiconductors to the downside today. It's all about tech stocks. Even I saw where is it? The financial group over here. Not as big a moves, but financials also in negative territory. So yeah, outside of some automobile makers and energy names, guys, not much to talk about on the positive side. 1.25 now, as you said, for the S&P. Back over to you.
Okay, so today's lunch, Angus roasted red pepper and feta beef burger with country potato salad.
That seems like very fancy.
Angus roasted red pepper and feta beef burger.
That's
I guess we're discussing toppings now. So
that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's
a mouthful.
Should be tasty.
I mean, yes. Remember my theory, though?
What's that?
Is my theory with
right?
That's not talking about
the more toppings.
The more toppings, the more descriptive the lunch is. Usually it's not as good.
Correct.
I don't know. We'll just see. Anyways, you guys don't care too much about that. I think that's interesting. AMPY, I did not add to this thing at 350. This is my dog of the day because I started this one really early on the short trade and got blown out. Now it's starting to come back into VWAP. I want to be adding to this in front of that 360 level if it gives you any pop. CEI, by the way, came all the way down into this 335 and then made another pop into the upside. So like this is sitting there, I didn't take anything out. It was sitting there, like down at that 335 level. My price is 44. It's giving you a 10-cent winner. If it does that again, I just went through the whole speech about how I wanted a capitulation flush. Yeah, I can take half the position or a third of the position out. If it makes another push into the 30s, that would be the responsible thing to do. So I will now get on the bid. But if it rolls over again off 350, it's probably going to be worth it. That was quite the move up that it just put in here. So CEI is still showing some signs of life as we go in. And LUV, the market, Southwest that is, Southwest, again, trying to hold those lows. I bought in front of 55. It just bounced and held the low of the day again. So I'll be continuing to buy the dip in Southwest. One of the only things I feel comfortable in this early in the session, buying the dip because it's still up 1.5%, and I like the levels that we're staring at. Want to be patient with some of these other ones, especially that Snapchat that we talked about.
Okay, we're going to try one more time here on Palantir. So we'll go long right now, and then we'll just see if we can get some bounce love here because it's not actually tanking that much. And it looks like, well, I mean, it's down, but it looks like the NASDAQ trying to anyways. And we could be wrong on this. So Palantir's still down. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we're down 4.5%. It's not nice. But, maybe we're trying to hold out a little bit here. So we're going to wait for some 2310s before we put on something real. But watch out for 23 break as we're going to go to the guests of the day. Those are my trades and what I'm looking at. Brendan at the big desk.
All right, guys, thanks so much. Yeah, we're happy to have Cavu Mining, CAVU, primary listing here in Canada. We'll talk about the symbol here in a second, but brand new drill results out today. I want to show you first on this side of the screen. This is going back to last week. The company released drill results on their Yukon project. We're out this morning then on this side of the screen with brand new drill results as well. So we are thrilled to have Dr. Jaap Verbaas with us to discuss this news this morning. It's a pleasure to have you. Let's talk about the breaking news this morning because we did see a nice move in the stock last week off of the drilling results that the company produced last week. Tell us what we're looking at today and what that means going forward.
For sure, yeah, thanks. And thanks for having me on. The drill results show us that we've had 5 holes total in a zone we call Copper Castle, very high-grade drill results that we released last week. These drill results from this week are located a kilometer away from the together, it shows that we're looking at a project here that contains copper over more than a kilometer in strike length, which is a large area. And we know that this goes to about 400 meters deep. So you're looking at an early stage copper project, and we think we found the main high grade zone on the project, which we can correlate between drill results and geophysics, and we think we're ready to start, drilling that towards the north and south where the zone remains open.
So exciting, obviously, for the company. So I want to rewind the tape here a little bit and discuss a little bit about the company's focus, focusing specifically on metals that are used in green and renewable energies. Let's just have a discussion here, if you may, about the overall sector and demand, because we've seen, just this year, in fact, all the major automakers coming out with, plans for almost their entire fleets to go green and go to electric vehicles within the next 2, 3, 5-year time span. What are we looking at here as far as what to expect when it comes to the overall demand for these metals going forward?
Yeah, we believe that it's there's not enough supply, and we're mainly a copper explorer, but we're looking for other projects as well to add to that battery metal portfolio. There basically is not enough supply to keep producing EVs at the rates we want to electrify the world. And of course, it's not only EVs, it's also solar power, wind, etc. And what you have to keep in mind is that every single electronic, every piece of electronic equipment requires copper wiring. And so miners and exploration companies like ours stand to benefit from sustained deficits over the coming years. And this could well be true for nickel, silver, etc. as well.
So the
it
company
would be a good time for miners and exploration companies.
Yeah, so the company's primary focus is on the Hopper Copper project in the Yukon, which is also, this location has also attracted some of the big name major players in this space. What is it about this area? What is it about this property that has attracted the bigger companies, but also what do investors need to know here when it comes to where the company is drilling?
What we found in the Hopper was a project that is in geologically a very similar setting as other projects in the region. And so if you go just to the northwest, there are known deposits of copper that have attracted, for example, Zijin and more recently Rio Tinto, who invested $25 million. Those are big investments for a very important project. And our project is geologically similar. It's earlier stage, but we believe we're on something similar that may, in the future, attract similar interest.
Who has also made a conscious effort and continues to build relations with First Nations in this area of the Yukon. Tell us a little bit about the work with the First Nations, why it's important to the company, and how Cavu has benefited from that.
Sure. What we've tried to do is to approach this, as proactive as we can, which means consulting at every step of the way with the First Nations. As exploration companies, we often work in people's traditional territory quite closely, and mining can be a very big boost to local communities, etc. But it can also work in a negative way, and we want to avoid being having a negative effect on local communities. So you have seen our recent board advisory board appointment of Alan Azurza. We're very happy to have him on the board. He is now a team member that provides a First Nations perspective. He's First Nations himself from the Tahltan First Nation in BC. He has large networks, and we think it's important to maintain those relationships because First Nations the relations can make or break projects in this industry.
Dr. Jaap Verbaas is CEO and Director of Cavu Mining. Going forward here, we talked a little bit about demand increasing and the continuation of that for these metals. Going forward, what can investors expect from Cavu Mining?
Apologies. We will continue to deliver drill results from the Hopper in the near term. We have an exciting new area that we drilled that we're waiting for results on. That's near. We're also we will be drilling this project next year, and more likely we'll have many more drill results come that year. We're also looking for further acquisitions in the battery metal space.
CavuMining.com, guys, for more information. CAVU is the stock ticker. A pleasure. We look forward to an update in the future.
Thanks, Brandon.
There we go, guys. CAVU, Cavu Mining, guys.
Yes, sir. Been an absolutely strong name too. As the last couple of weeks here on Cavu, trading on the TSX. I think they also have a OTC if you're trading it in the U.S. So take a quick look there. Thank you so much for another fantastic interview, Brendan. I'll come back and again, we only have about 7 or 8 minutes, but hey. You do have memes and movers, and I mean, I guess the market's moving a little bit today. So at 11 o'clock, things are staying just as exciting when we go to Trader Pratt and Ms. V. That AMPY is very close to VWAP, so I'm very close to being out at that 3 even. Still going to be down on the stock, but the 350 turn in front of that 360 looks like it's going to have been a good one. I did get a reload just now into XENE. As similar to when it popped into that 27 to 28 range. We took the short, the second short that we had on the stock, got some out in front of that 25 area, from 25.80 into this 26.50, and now the reload off those same levels from the morning. And again, if it breaks 27, I will cover some down into that 26 and then continue to hold a core short position in this name. Wow, only about 6 or 7 minutes to go, but it has been a wild one. The market is still trying to find a bottom, and it's not really showing too many signs of that, Sean.
No, I want to give a shout out to Jude, who's giving some nice talk here on the chat about this Moderna position and what we've done today on Moderna. I mean, it's been a good day for me. I just should have not got out of that one. We had this one, $10 in the money and didn't take it. Took 5 and then took another 3 right there. So we'll take $8 on Moderna today in total on 2 trades. But there it is, man. Nice move to the downside. We're just going to hold out. So basically, I don't have much that I'm working on right now. We are looking at this name, obviously, as we go. Palantir. I mean, try to pick up some bottoms here, 23. I don't see too many other names that are kind of bouncing right now off. I mean, a lot are bouncing off the bottoms, but this is pretty close to the bottom right there as Square 225 still making moves to the downside. I think you got to pick up, honestly. I'm already long and in the money on Boeing, but I think, on this kind of a drop, Boeing should probably be picked up as well on this name. But there goes Palantir 23. I mean, look at the market, man. The market continues its negativity to the downside. We talked about not buying anything for a bit, and that's going to be the truth. So hopefully Facebook, I might even go ahead and cancel my Facebook bid right now at that 325 because we're going to get filled very, very soon. I'm going to do that here because, we may not want that fill as it's just, come on, Facebook. Oh, God. Here we go. Hopefully it comes down and out. Let's go, Facebook. Let's go. So I think I've bricked my charts. Okay, there we go. What a move to the downside. Not only to get the whistleblower, but then you get the extension here of the NASDAQ. And of course, a strong name in the NASDAQ just continues to get flush. We were pretty happy with our 350 buy and then went up to 380. We didn't get anything out. Now it's coming all the way back in. So, hey, man, there's a good opportunity to get into some cash. We talked about that. We've raised some capital. We raised Apple at 152. Whoa, 138 right now on Apple. Okay.
So 35.
That's a good one there. Yeah, here comes that 35. You mentioned 130, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know if that's happening. But here's
I said 135.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think you said earlier 130. Doesn't matter either way.
It's coming.
We're pretty damn close to these levels right now. Even Microsoft, when I said this morning, so back on to me now, I didn't think 280 would come again. And here we are on Softy one more time. So, wow. Keep your powder dry is all I can say right now as everything heading southbound right now, even including some cryptos. That's from Brendan. I stole that from Brendan, including ETH and a lot of the crypto names now coming back in a little bit. We're still up nicely on the day, but I guess it really depends on what your day is for crypto. But, we'll see if we can hold 3,300, but it looks like it's coming in right now.
Yeah, and that Tesla, I tried fighting that one to the short side several times here. Now you're finally seeing it start to come back in. It's still positive on the session, but 780 was that level. And we talked about where the dip buy could be on Tesla. Ignore this wick. It didn't actually trade down to 780 yet. It's got a 785 low. If this gets down to 780, that's going to be where I'd look for it on the day trade. So $5 away from possibly getting into this one to the long side. We'll see. But, again, if the stop happens, it stopped me out. I got back into it. We had some money on the shorts, and eventually it stopped me out. And I just did not get back into that one when it retook that 800. I hope somebody did because eventually this market does drive it into the downside here. I can tell you Southwest is trying to do its best at holding up at that 55 level. But even that, the airlines, the relative strength they put in, not resisting this move too much longer in here. Although, just note where the relative strength has certainly been, right? Tesla, as bad as it's been for some of the other market, for the rest of the market, still up 2% off that deliveries number. You're getting some names here like the airlines that are holding up a little bit, and we'll see what happens with the banks. They're looking like they're holding up as well. As far as the other tech names, I still like the notion of a Snapchat. I'm not in it yet because the market's looking a little bit too weak. But that 70 level hasn't even been tested. It's now forming a bit of a bottom. And as the market continues to go down, Snapchat hasn't made a fresh low yet. So I'm looking at that 70 level, looking pretty good at this point. I might get in front of the bid here at like 70.60 or 70.70. Could be time to put that trade on.
Come on, Miss Wood. You got to get in here and start buying some Palantir like we just did there. We bought some at 08s. Was it 08 or 07? Just give you guys 08. So now our average price right here is 14. So it's 13 and change. What does it show up there? 14. Okay, good. So round it up. And so we're right back to flat on Palantir. We will take some out if we get up to 20 again. But this is what I mean. If you pick in stock, I thought that this was at a decent level here at $23. We've looked at this. I like this as a longer term play. So let's just see if it holds, man. We're going to be out of this for an easy hit there for, I guess, right now the easy hit would be in at 15 cents. So a breaker on the downside right there. An update on Merck, man. There it is again. We took that one more time. So yeah. Mac and cheesy easy. We'll wait to see here on Merck. Let's take a piece out here if we could take, there it is, another 10 cents there on Merck. We just got 07s. Sorry, a little bit longer than 10 cents there. 23s. So yeah, nice little 13-cent win. We were defending Merck at this level. We're not going to wait for much longer. If it breaks, and we're gone. So watching out right now for MRK making moves right now. We just took another bid down there. So that was a good one. It's just funny, like I'm only negative on a few, or I'm only positive on a few names. Like Palantir will be a negative name, but we've absolutely just crushed. Like what I'm going to get at right now is all the names basically besides AMC, which is really the only negative name that we have on here today. We are negative on CCL, but the point is that I got to stick more to the list because, like, look at Moderna, man. We like the short, and it's falling apart to the short side. That's my number one stock. CEI, again, my number two stock on the list. All we ever talk about is CEI, the volume. We started the show off with CEI. And then, again, AMC was a bad one. That's on the list as that just kept on falling. We tried to defend it. It's right back up. So if I held on to it, maybe it was okay, but you still have that 36 bottom there. And then the other name was Merck that we've done really well on. So, hey, man, stick to the list sometimes and don't get too carried away with some of the market moves. Although maybe the market just bottomed there. Maybe Valeria can wish it to the upside. What's up, Valeria?
Hey guys, thank you very much for starting this week with us. I hope it's a profitable day for you so far. Thank you for joining us again, and please make sure to like this video, guys. We're just at 1,000 likes and we deserve much more likes, so please double check if you like this video. Me and Prad are waiting for you to join Memes and Movers right after, and happy National Taco Day, everyone.
All right.
I thought
that was some tacos.
Tacos are supposed to be Tuesdays.
It's supposed to be Taco Tuesdays.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows where that's from, I guess.
Does everyone know where Taco Tuesday is?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they do. That'll be
your
your
homework.
homework.
In the chat if you know.
That's your homework for 3 p.m. Taco Tuesday. Yeah, my kids love that. Okay, yeah, we love tacos. Brendan, taco?
Tacos all day, every day, for sure.
Soft or hard?
Fish tacos. Here we go.
I'm a soft taco guy.
Yeah, I kind of swing both ways on the tacos, so we'll go with that. I like the soft taco as well, but I prefer the hard anyways. Okay, we're getting ready to rock and roll, man. We still got Palantir. Palantir's rocking now to the upside, so pretty happy with that. But hey, you just saw Miss V. Wait a minute, do we have any earnings? Did we skip over that part?
PepsiCo, guys.
Pepsi.
Yeah, Pepsi
That is about it.
Okay, so Pepsi tomorrow. Watch out for supply chain issues. But we'll talk about that at 3 o'clock. If you want to talk about earnings, we'll be back for that. So get ready to rock and roll. Let's throw it over. Miss V, let's go. Traded Proud, let's go.
Yeah, I was just getting hyped up over here. Miss V was saying, you know, whatever it takes for you to get ready for the show. So here we are. Welcome back to Memes and Movers. It's Monday, new day, new week of a new month.
New dawn.
Miss V.
Thank you, Brad. Hey guys, welcome back, everyone. Please, as usual, be active on the chat. Ask us anything. Smash the like button. Write stocks you